Today, we're gonna be talking about the Shadowlands. Let's start talking about Torghast, yeah? As we are playing through it. We have our first questions from the chat. I bring to you me, um, and my other three fellow officers. Starting off with Just Wait over here. Hello, Just Wait. You've been on the show
Hi.
before. Everyone
A
knows
bit
you.
blurry today, though.
Yeah, a
I
bit
feel
blurry.
like.
I was seeing that actually.
At least my hand is sharp. I'm trying to fix it. I still know how.
Not sure
I'm
if
a,
it's
I'm a webcam
Discord
amateur.
acting up right now, but
No. This is me. I can see it myself as well.
there we
But I'm here.
go.
Good evening, everyone.
There we go. Just Wait, of course, long-time officer in the guild, has been tanning for us for many years, and he was in the first show actually we did. But a special new two more guests for tonight's show, guys. First off, right below me, just like on the DPS meter, we have Scribe. Welcome, Scribe.
Wait, what? Below you? Hello?
Yeah, that sounds
Can
good.
you recheck again? Hey guys, how's everyone doing? I mean, everyone knows I've been streaming. I hope everyone knows I've been streaming a lot lately. So, hey boys.
Yeah, Scribe a little bit in the dark room today, but
Hey,
just
do I
giving.
make it lighter? There we go.
There we go. Okay. And last but not least, of course, the guy that's keeping us alive in this progress is the guy who we blame when we don't get any heals.
Yeah, that's more like it.
Our dearest friend, Chris Potter. Wait, this way. Welcome, Chris. First time on the show as well.
Hey, thank you.
Right.
Excited to be here with my good officer friends.
Mm-hmm. And well, today we're gonna be talking about the Shadowlands. The alpha has been out for how long now? Like 10 days or?
No. Am I saying
Yeah.
3 weeks? I think 2 weeks. 2.5.
2 weeks. 2 weeks, I think, roughly.
Almost 3.
And yeah, we're gonna be talking about what we've seen so far. It's not too much, but we have, how can I say, they've been putting out stuff in an early stage, and we wanna talk about how we see them in terms of their philosophy behind the new systems, the new dungeon, and all that. So let's start it off like straight away. Covenant abilities. They've been not all of them are released yet, and we've only been able to talk about to try out the Kyrian ones, which is a little sad. I personally would have wished if they at least let you try out the other abilities before they release these zones, because I think that's what the people care the most about. Like, how do those abilities feel? One sec. Let me see. Because I do have, yeah. So we're gonna switch it up. Oh. Hello? There we go.
Hello?
Hello.
We're just very
Okay.
quiet.
Yeah. So now the stream can see as well the abilities. Let's talk about what you guys have seen so far, because I think I've played the Demon Hunter and the Hunter personally. I don't know, what class have you guys played so far in the alpha? Just wait. Have you tried?
I've only played Demon Hunter and Monk up to the Covenant ability at least. I
Mhm.
started a Paladin, but I haven't gotten that far yet, so I don't even know what it would do for Paladins.
Right. So first off, I think the one ability that we've all played with is the Kyrian like passive one, the one that everyone gets,
Yeah, the neutral
which is
ability,
the
correct.
That's disgusting.
Summon Steward. Now,
You don't like
I
friends,
think
Smith?
I think at some point didn't they change it a little bit at some point, or is it just me not realizing what's going on? Was it always
do you think they
working
changed?
exact? I thought at the start, maybe I read it wrong or something, that you press the button and you just got the heal automatically. Like he came and you just drank a potion. That's it. But then I realized that you actually get 3 potions in your inventory, and then you get to choose when to use them. Was it always that way?
I don't
think
remember any other way, but
I think it's always
Oh.
been that you got these potions in your inventory from the first alpha patch at least.
Mm-hmm.
My thought actually about these abilities was that I thought every covenant was gonna get some kind of movement ability or something. That's what I
Yeah,
was.
it's
That's why I was
definitely
expecting.
it's definitely a weird one a bit because the thing that I instantly thought was, okay, well, I have my Hellstone, I have my health tonic potion, whatever, and now I have this thing as well. It just feels a
Mhm.
bit overkill, maybe, in terms of how useful it can be. Obviously, it can remove all cares, disease, poison, and bleed effects. I think that's the main appeal of it, at least for PvP, probably. But what do you guys think? Like, do you like this ability? Do you think? I mean, we can see the other ones as well already. Obviously, we haven't tried them, but we know them. At least what they posted some weeks ago. So, what
I
is your
think
opinion on it, Chris
I think
Potter?
that
Yeah.
ability, as well as one of the other abilities where it's like a stealth kind of thing, right? Like you can teleport past the mobs. I think
Mhm.
both of them are meant to be kind of replacements for having to go alliance to get the dwarf Rachel, which removes all the bleeds and shit,
Mm.
and also like obviously night elf for skipping. Like obviously they're not as good, but maybe that was their thought process that you're not punished as much if you're horde. You can at least take these covenant abilities to kind of make up for it.
Mhm.
How does it work? Is it radiance or like there's like the other ability as well, right? Is that also Kieran? Do we get 2 abilities? Am I
Here,
dumb right now?
Yeah, you
Kyrian
get
is
like
one
a
ability. One ability that's for everyone, which is to summon your owl boy and gives you potions, and there's a class ability as well for everyone.
Yeah.
You
So
Oh
get
wait,
two
there's 2
abilities.
abilities, yeah.
Yeah.
yes, yes. So one is for every single
Uh,
class, like it's uniform or what you call it, universal. Um,
yeah.
and that's the summon steward, like the little guy that comes with the tray and is like, here you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Um,
that can be OP in some fights, yeah. Like that
mhm.
can be insane in some fights if you have a curse like a removal thing for everything. I don't know.
The biggest thing about that is bleeds, because normally you can't dispel bleeds, but it removes
True.
bleeds.
You can bop usually only. That's true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, could be interesting. I don't know, man, but it is boring, but it is interesting. I mean, then again, you have the other ability that's kind of more interesting, so it doesn't have to be that insane. But yeah, 15% heal. I don't know if it will share CD with Hellstrom or something. Does
Right
it? Do you
now,
guys know?
right now it doesn't. I'm literally on my
Alright.
warlock right now, and I pressed my ability, and
I also want to
I could
test
still
it.
help
I'm
stuff as
playing
well.
Warlock as well.
I think it doesn't share CD with that, but I
But maybe
think it
potion.
does with potion.
Yeah, because it
I
does
don't have
yeah.
I don't have a
You have to combat
potion,
cooldown.
but yeah, you can't use 2 of them. I think mid combat.
Mm.
Uh,
It
bit
does with
interesting.
potion, you said, yeah?
Maybe.
but we
Probably,
don't know for sure.
probably.
It has to combat cooldown, so it might like usually that means it's shared with something else that's also stays on
It
cooldown
could
while in
also
combat.
be that it shares with the DPS potion now.
That I wouldn't believe that. No way.
If that's the case, I'm not picking
No one's
Kyrian, I
taking that.
guess. That's it. Uh, and let's quickly look at the other ones that we're gonna be having the option between. The Venthyr have the thing that you basically choose where to teleport, right?
Yeah, if anyone played Overwatch, that's like the Reaper ability.
Yeah. So I think that has a lot more potential compared to the Steward one. And there's also a similar one, I guess, kind of that the Night Fae have, which is like a blink. So mages, for example, since they're losing one of their blinks, well, they can pick Night Fae and have another blink.
These mages
Uh,
can't survive without 2 blinks. They need both.
yeah. And then the Necrolord is the Absorb Shield, and if you do it on a corpse, you get a bigger shield, so a bit of a defensive again.
Actually, I thought the Night Fae was the immune to not being able to be seen skill, but I guess it's not anymore then. If what I'm reading is right there. Like Chris mentioned it that you can skip trash and shit, but it doesn't look like it right now, or it doesn't say anything about being not
Yeah.
aggroing anything.
True.
Maybe you were thinking of a class-specific one? Because there's
No,
class-specific
I'm
one.
pretty sure that was supposed to be like Night Fae.
Hmm.
That's how it's set up. Talked about it at BlizzCon. Maybe you can still empower it. I don't know what we can do with these things later on when we get a talent tree or something for it. Maybe it'll still be possible.
But in general, okay, seeing these abilities to begin with, do you think that the players are gonna focus a lot on these universal abilities, let's say, or are they more gonna look at the class-specific ones to decide which covenant to go for? Because I'm a bit I think these abilities could make or break a lot of fights personally. So you might wanna, specifically for N'Zoth, you wanna go event here so that you teleport far away, and it really saves you. For example, to do the what's called the paranoia. So you're like, oh yeah, I really want this.
Well, it's
But-
like on Kill Jaden where people went Goblin, yeah.
Right.
It's like another any kind of OP in movement or unique movement ability is always can be game breaking.
Yeah, if it can get rid of a mechanic in the fight,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna want it. So, but then again, like as we talked about, like that a bleed, for example, removing that can remove a mechanic. Teleporting out of something, away from something, can remove
Yeah.
something.
So basically, we're leveling 4 of each, huh? It's decided already.
Yeah. I mean, we've been memeing about that. Is it gonna come down to that? I don't know. I'm actually personally afraid that it is, because looking at these abilities, I think Eon had an interview and he did say that they are pretty strongly gonna continue with the idea that you cannot swap them or easily, right? Like it's gonna take you a long time to switch the Covenant. So looking at this, the signature abilities, right? The Covenant, the ones for every class. I don't know. I can totally see that you reach a boss and you're like, hey guys, everyone go Necrolords, let's go, so we can cut a healer, so we can, use this as a raid cooldown basically. Like if everyone is a Necrolord, boom, you have
Yeah, or
a
everyone or everyone a Kyrian, and it's also 15% health if it doesn't share cooldown with
50%
anything.
health, and
I mean, if there's like a bleed effect, like we said earlier, yeah, it's huge if it would work on it.
it
Yep.
is, yeah.
On some bosses.
And
Kinda OP.
even the diseases and all that, like you have you don't have to have all your healers dispelling basically.
Yeah.
You can just press it and you're Gucci.
Also means on like some fights have things where you need to send a team of people in, right? And if there's a job like that and they get one of these effects inside that normally you would have to send a healer with to dispel, it means grats you just cut a healer from going in the inside too. Like things like that can also be pretty impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely seem a bit OP.
And
Yeah.
so far, from what I've seen, the class abilities as well, I don't feel like there's anything OP in terms of class abilities that's gonna change it. It seems like it's just more damage or healing or something, and that's about it. It's not. I haven't felt like there was any mechanically game-breaking things compared versus this.
Like those
For
things will be
class
OP
ones.
on number.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah,
just gonna
no,
be-
game-breaking, but number-wise is huge stuff for mages, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
They
Arcane
can just
Necrolord
change
is
the number.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
For,
But that's just
okay,
numbers. So.
for the mages, which one?
Necrolord, Arcane, dude. Arcane Blast cleaves up to 2 enemies near your target. So when you have 3
Yeah.
targets and you pop
Frostball,
Arcane
fire.
Power,
Mhm.
yeah, Frostball and Fire doesn't really matter. So it's probably even kind of bad for them. Like maybe for Frost is good because you get glacials, like icicles, but for Fire is kind of not that great. So you will like it's gonna depend. For each spec, you want different things. What are they called? Covenants, and then for Arcane, that's a super insane. But then again, on single targets, it's completely useless. So if a boss is single target, you need DPS, then you fucked up. You need to again roll the Radiant Spark because that's also pretty good. I
But
don't know, man.
you still have 10% spell damage for single target at least. So I guess it's 10% more damage done.
Ah, yeah, true. Yeah, but the other one's definitely better still.
Mhm.
So do you think it's going to be a massive problem if they keep the covenants separated? Because as you just said, imagine if Radiant Spark is your go-to, like it ends up being like the one you want to use on most scenarios. But then, hey, here's a boss where you can cleave 3 targets. Well,
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, yeah.
I think what makes maybe sense would be, how they like nerf bosses by giving you more power, like just not giving us these big ones, at least the class ones, like
Okay.
number wise, yeah. And then, or I don't know, maybe the zone ones don't work in raid, and the number ones come in later after like 3 weeks, and then progress is over by then. And this is a nerf to the bosses, a beautiful nerf. Like you don't have to touch the bosses; they will get nerfed. I think that could be something. But
no way they're gonna do
this
that.
is crazy.
That's
Why,
only
dude?
that's only
Just the
content for us,
casuals.
though. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That would be catered to us, and everyone else still wants to play the best after they are enabled.
New expansion comes out and they're like, man, I don't even get the new abilities for like 3 weeks because the raiders are ready.
Well, you mean they get the unpruned abilities, right? That's new
Yeah, bro,
abilities.
fire ward.
Yes, dude.
And one less blink, dude.
One less blink. Oh,
Yeah.
You gotta give and take, yeah. Any other like class specific one that you saw or you played with and you were like, this looks overpowered?
sadly, the monk only has one available right now. So I don't. Even if you would go to the monk on this list, I think it would only show one probably. So
No.
need more info. Oh, they have
Ah,
another one already,
yeah.
or for the monks?
Yeah,
Which one is
I
that?
could see all of them.
All of them for the monks. I thought there was only this one right now. Oh, there is more of them. Oh, I'm gonna have to look into it then.
Yeah.
Because I only looked at it day one of when Alpha came out, and they only had one available. So I guess they added more to it.
Yeah, this is from yesterday. They posted another article that
Hmm.
check Night Fae for priests. Checking.
Checking, dude.
Fae.
Night
Oh
Fae
my
for
god,
priest.
dude. Is there a TLDR version of this?
What, is it the whole
Jesus
story?
Christ. That's a big tooltip, yeah.
Or?
Surround
But
yourself with helpful sprites. Cause your next 10 spell casts to aid your target depending on your chosen spell. If it's a disc, if your disc, Sadomant, Mind Blast.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ, dude. That is.
I think the main thing is either Shadow Mant or Flash Heal or Mind Blast reduces damage taken.
Yeah.
And on Shadow it's nearby allies, and then Power with Shield, and for Holy it's heal because they don't have a shield. Give it loses a guy 2%
Holy
mana.
does have shield.
Holy has shield, but yeah,
Yeah.
still it gives them 2% mana. And then the last third ability, Radiance, Prayer of Healing, or Void Bolt, which is pretty sick actually. Shadow one is crazy. Reduce the cooldowns of up to 5 allies, major abilities by 3 things. How are we gonna sim that, dude?
I don't know. Bring me all the Shadow Priests you have, dude. Let's go.
Who is it reducing the cooldown from?
5 allies.
Yeah, but like which ones?
The luckiest ones. I don't know.
As it says below it though, that like it wasn't in the Blizzard blog, so maybe they're like gonna redesign it. It's the same for all the monk ones. It mentions it like that, and that's one of those things. Like all these abilities affecting other classes or other people in your party, it's fun. But how are gonna, I guess it's kind of a class fantasy that you gotta enjoy by buffing other people, because most of the time people want their power for themselves. They wanna feel strong. So how are you gonna feel strong when you're doing other stuff? Yeah, it might be good, but in the settings of a raid, how are you gonna like figure out what is the best, or how it gives lots of opportunities to break something as well.
True. But I would hope the interaction between other players would be the best thing, actually. Like, if this was the best thing for Shadow.
Technically, for raids, I feel like that should be overall. It should be the best. I feel that should be the training. But it's still a bit weird. That it's like, who are you gonna give it to? Are we gonna have to make special parties again in the groups? Is it gonna be randomly in the raid? There's so many things to figure out, and which is nice in a way, but also it's like kind of weird for the first tier, anyways, when everything is still new and fresh.
I should just realize you can just spam Prayer of Healing and stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be. Oh, it's
Well, it's the next 10
okay. It's
cards,
still
yeah.
5. I see. I see. Ah, yeah, true. It's only 10 casts. Ah, okay. Wow, that's still pretty good. 30-second cooldown reduction of 5 people. That's pretty
I'm
good.
trying to think of like the power word shield gives 20% resource. Like, what class is 20% resource a lot for? Is there any class where like getting 20% actually takes over?
Give me
20%
shield, I need my
resource.
focus,
I
dude.
mean,
Let's go.
anyone who has resource never has an issue with it. Anyways, they regen really fast. Like energy. Imagine getting it on a demon hunter or something. It's 1 demon spite or something like that.
Could
Doesn't
be
but
need
the
much.
same for Fire Mage if they count Fire Blast instead of mana. Because that's how Lucid Dreams works, right?
Yeah, true.
Nah.
It doesn't give mana.
You'll probably get mana though.
Also, like warlocks with soul shards, yeah. If it gives a whole soul shard, is pretty good, I guess.
Uh, it is quite interesting though how they, I mean, with these abilities we're seeing it, and with other stuff like the shaman, totem, and in general, I can't remember like every single example, but there is a shift of
Paladin auras.
yeah, paladin auras exactly, like or power infusion from the priests. There is this mentality of you can give buffs to your allies again a lot
Mhm.
more,
Yeah.
because they went away completely from that. Like you couldn't do anything. Back in the day, you could do obviously a lot, like even tricksing, that was a big thing, and which increased I think 15% your damage.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and now they're going back to that. Do you think it's a good thing, or do you think that it's gonna just cause more problems than it's worth, right? Like, what is your take on it, Scribe?
I think it might cause a lot of problems. I think it might go completely out of balance, but at the same time, I think that is the most fun game that I would love. Like, it would be the most fun game, I think, if you can buff other people, like power infuse some guy, everybody channels some power into one guy. I think the only guy that could do something in our in the current retail was enhancement shaman with conflict and strife, yeah, that could figure it out at some
Right.
point,
Yeah.
and nobody uses it. I think it would be quite fun to have
what can
some
they
weird
even do?
systems.
They
They
reduce your
give
cooldowns
cooldown
a bit.
reduction.
Ah.
By 20%, pretty sick. Like, I don't know if multiple shamans can give it to one guy, but I mean, I don't know. This is the most fun way to play the game, I think, to have like some cool interactions. But at the same time, it's going to be super hard to balance. I don't think they're going to get it like done good. I don't think they're going to manage it.
It's like a complete opposite of what we have now, right? Now all the powers are with freaking corruption gear and items, which everyone has access to. But if you have the right pieces, you're blasting, and if you have the wrong ones, you're just stuck in the bottom of the meter. But now it's gonna go with classes, which people actually have control over, so it's a lot more fun. Even though it's gonna be hard, yeah, as you said, hard to balance. I think so too.
I would really like it if they, like, kind of a big redesign for healing, but if there was some more emphasis on healers being like support and not just healers, so they could actually like buff other people in the raid's damage in some way, so that when there's downtime, you're not just like casting lightning bolts at the boss. You can actually you feel like you're like buffing your teammates.
So it's more like it's like Disc has the ability to damage the boss to heal, and you have the ability to buff the raid instead of.
Yeah, they could do that. Or like another idea is that every boss fight has huge raid damage, like taking raid damage, but or it doesn't need to be every boss fight, but some boss fights have huge raid damage, and the higher health players are, the more damage they do. But it's like constant taking damage, so you're really like fighting to keep the health up, but like you're still contributing to DPS that way.
It sounds like we had something like that before. I don't know why.
That sounds good, actually. I mean, that's a good idea, in my opinion.
Can you repeat the last part, Porter? Where we do more damage if we have more health, or what?
Yeah, so like our health pools are big enough that you're not just like insta dying, but there's like a lot of ticking damage going on, So the more output the healers are blasting, the more damage the DPS actually get to do. Whereas instead, right now, it's like, oh yeah, we're spamming healing, but doing no damage unless you're a disc priest or a paladin. So something like that would be cool for sure.
I don't even mind if there's roles that don't do damage, they don't heal, and they just reduce damage or buff damage. Like
Yeah, like support.
they can do a
So,
lot of shit, honestly, like full support. They can do fuck ton of like crazy things. I'll
yeah.
be up for all.
Well,
Just hard to balance, and yeah, they're like scared of that. I think.
I mean,
I
it
think
means more work for them.
you're basically describing, I think, the Bard class that everyone thought would be a thing that never happened.
Bard class
Bar class. We're not playing Final
from
Fantasy.
League. Oh,
What? From League? Oh no.
Bard is from everything.
Describe your speed up for a game.
Oh.
let's play actual games. Yeah. What is the Bard class? Is that
It's-
like what I said?
Oh, I don't know what it is
no,
in League.
no, it's. I think it started from like Dungeons and Dragons, right? I think.
Yeah, I mean probably some role playing stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, it's basically where you buff your group, basically.
With music.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play like a song and like, ooh, +3
You hype
damage.
the group up, dude. You hype the group up with your music.
When it's time to blast the dam, you
Old school Lucio.
you start playing some metal songs, dude.
They are bringing also back the mage buff, yeah, with the like
Mage
crit
buff?
percent.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's it
instead-
called again?
Oh yeah, I
Dampen-
saw that. Right.
What about
Focus
dampen?
magic.
What about dampen magic?
Uh,
No.
oh
not that
yeah.
one.
They didn't go back that far.
That other buff was quite. I think that was Wrath. There.
Dampen heart? No, dampen magic.
No,
Was
no, not Dampen Harm. I'm talking about
Okay.
the crit that you
Yeah.
can give to a player, spell crit or something.
Focus
Definite-
magic.
Definitely in Rad.
Yeah, focus magic. Yeah.
I don't know if it was in Kata as well. Still.
Good
Maybe.
Warlock is OP by the way in the tower when you take shit slowly at least.
Yeah, 1 by 1, but it's
Oh,
the powers are
elites
boring.
are
as
high.
fuck.
Damn.
Warlock is always OP. Let's.
Yeah.
Always unfun to play, but
Yeah.
always OP. That's actually Warlock in the last 2 expansions.
Okay. So apart from the covenant abilities and all the buffs, what has impressed you the most in the alpha so far? Like, what do you think? Like, oh man, like this looks really good. Yeah, like I'm curious to see what you guys basically are looking forward to. Just wait. How about we start with you?
I mean, for me, it's the Tower of Torghast. I know
Yeah.
lots of people have mixed opinions on that, but I'm a roguelike fan, so I really enjoyed starting it and seeing what it can be in the end.
Mm-hmm.
We've already discussing of like things how they would change it, and hopefully in a good way. Not to have it be phase roll as it is now after you get through the beginning part at least.
All right.
So yeah, Torghast for sure. Hopefully that can be a super good thing for this expansion.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, honestly, only Torghast, and I'm not even that excited for it. It's pretty cool, but I'm sure it will get boring pretty quickly. Nothing else really excites me right now. I really wanted more changes for the healers, like more redesign, more spell changes, more talent changes, and they didn't really do much. So honestly, not that excited right now for the expansion, but there's still time, I guess. They can still make it good.
Okay. Well, and Scribe, I guess, are you gonna also say the
Okay,
same
I'll
thing,
say-
or?
Well, I as I said before, also the interaction between players, I like that. Yeah, that is one thing I really like.
Okay.
But aside from this, I think out of the people here, I enjoyed the tower the most, dude. Like, this is actually like we had this discussion before as well, but I hope they just don't fuck it up. Like this
Have you-
tower, I think is so good.
Yeah.
Have
They
you ever
do so
played
much-
roguelikes before, Scribe?
What is a roguelike? I didn't understand that.
Oh, that's the type of game. That's basically what the tower is based on, yeah. Where you get abilities and power up your character to do stuff, and then at the end you die and you start over again. That's what it's
Oh.
based on. So maybe you enjoy those games as well, if you really enjoy this
I
actually.
think it's for me. I enjoy WoW, and I always enjoyed back then when I was fighting hard mobs. Like you guys are not gonna believe, but back in the days when I was leveling up in like vanilla and shit, I would go to elite mobs and I would just farm them for hours, dude. Do nothing, no quest, nothing else. I would just kill those mobs, especially if they were like melee mobs as like frost mage. Just kite them, kill them for like maybe 10 hours, 20 hours. I would just level up like that. And I always found it was fun to like see a challenging mob and try to solo it somehow. Like use my whole class as kit to like think outside of the box, not just your DPS rotation. I think the tower gives me that, and with the addition of new powers, that's even like making newer builds possible and stuff. I don't know. I think this is like the best thing they've done since M plus, I guess.
Teams and Plus, okay. Uh, what about?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, well, I mean, that's easy because the only thing they added to Zen Plus is like those war fronts and islands, so that's the competition.
I guess.
There's
Yeah.
not much competition besides that right now.
What do you mean? Warfronts are insane, dude. Love them.
Especially the heroic ones.
Yeah, they're intense.
You were gonna say something, Roger? I interrupted you.
No, it's fine. I am just changing it up so that we have some footage from in game.
Oh shit.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Shit! Whoa!
Oh no.
Did you make
Dude.
a alliance by mistake?
I went for the Shadow Mount, I think.
True, actually. True,
I was
actually.
like, why are you alliance?
How
went
did
for
you see it so quick, actually? That
He
it's
saw,
alive?
he saw
started
you in
thinking-
game. He saw you.
Yeah.
I saw you in game. So
Ah, okay. Oh wait, that's
Roger-
Potter.
Roger
Um,
Keck.
There's one thing that I'm surprised you guys don't mention, by the way. And for me,
Mm.
I just, so far at least, I haven't seen the other zones. The art in this place is just amazing. And I know this sounds like, oh lol, Roger, you care about the art. We were fucking here for the gameplay, you know? But I don't know. It's
Fuck, it's
one
fine.
of
Yeah.
what?
No, that's right. I was insulting you. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Uh-huh.
I just think this the first time in a long time when I'm like, Jesus, like they really made this look beautiful, yeah? Do you disagree or you don't care as much for that?
I mean,
dude,
for me,
Go on.
okay, you go, Scribe.
I have a lot of thoughts about this actually. I'm gonna die in the tower to explain this. So people who've been watching my stream and stuff, they know because I complain about this all the time. I like zones like Barrens and stuff, okay? Where you actually
There's
where
nothing.
you actually have some room. Yeah, no, there's nothing, but there is something every like 60 yards, and then that
Right.
means something that there is something.
Okay.
But in zones, and this has been going on since a long time, they put something every corner, dude. There's like some beautiful art somewhere. The thing is, when they start doing that, they have to reuse stuff all the time. That's one thing. And the
Mhm.
other thing is like your brain just can handle only so much beautifulness, you know? At some point it gets boring. I think they need
yeah,
to
okay.
chill out on that. That's one thing, especially like when you level up in the first zone and you spend like a few hours in it. At some point, it gets like my brain was hurting, yeah, from all the white glowing angel place. I don't know. I think that was too much. The other thing I wanted to say about it, what I actually liked, it does look good, yes, the first zone, and also the zone above the first zone, yeah, Maldraxxus or something. I think that looks really good. I was always hoping that they would bring some like cool shit like that back. There's like a giant statue. I don't know if you saw it, Roger.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
You can go there with like eagle eyeing and stuff and cheating.
Okay,
It
okay.
looks really fucking cool. It looks really, really good. Like very good job on that one. The zone, I mean, the zone right now looks very empty because there's no mobs, which is one of the reasons I like it.
Mhm.
But yeah, aside from that, the zones look good. But the thing that I criticize, there's something every 10 yards.
Yeah.
You go 10 yards, there's a quest mob. There's 10 yards, a rare mob. What the fuck is rare about it? Every corner there's a rare mob, dude. It doesn't
Okay.
even drop anything.
That's true.
I'm
Rares are
getting
not
angry
rares
now.
anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't
I-
like it.
I can see that for sure. I think you're making a valid point. Like sometimes, as we say, less is more. So you can appreciate something. Like let's say these trees, right? That I'm seeing right here. There's so many of them. Maybe if there was a bit less of them, you would be you would feel better looking at them, you know? When you are passing by one, you're like, oh, look, this beautiful tree. But when you see it all over the place, maybe you're like, yeah, okay. So I can see what you mean, and like same with rare mobs, same with everything, right? Uh, so maybe that's some good feedback. I mean, if anyone is listening, maybe remove a few things here and there, and make things more special. Make it feel like you're actually um, exploring, and you feel like that. Ooh, I found something. Uh, Instead of just running around randomly and finding 10 things in 5 minutes.
I think
10,
that's about the quest
yeah.
design as well, though, because like right now in BFA and in the alpha, the way questing works is you go to a zone and then they kind of like lead you through the story. Like the quest takes you to where the next quest is, and that's why there's buildings everywhere, because every time you do a quest, they want you to be at the storyline part for the next quest, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, it's okay to walk sometimes, yeah, Porter.
huh?
It's okay to walk sometimes. Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
Just the
that's what I
distance
want as
could be
well.
bigger.
But
Alright.
in like back in classic and those kind of times, you went to a quest hub, picked up all the quests, and then you went out exploring the land. You know, then you're like, okay, let's go, let's see what's out there. And it was like a big journey to go out and come back to the quest hub. But now every 10 meters is basically a quest hub because there's just shit everywhere.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
it really comes down to the quest design with the reason why there's just stuff everywhere.
Well, in terms of the quest design and this new zone, actually,
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah.
having played through it, I
Have
actually
you
do
played
wonder
through the
what.
whole thing, the whole first round?
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering what are they gonna do with the top half of the zone? Because if we've only played, yeah, it was you get 5 out of 6 chapters complete. I don't know whether it's how I complete this last one. Oh, you need to go to the main city or something. But like the top half of the whole map, I haven't even been there yet.
Yeah, so
So I wonder if they are gonna continue
Yeah, I've actually
stuff
completed
at max
4 of
level.
them. I think so. I think I was I remember hearing that you're gonna do parts of the zones as you level up, and then each zone will have some stuff to come back to once you've reached max level.
Yeah, because
So
like
I
it's.
think that's what they're going for, probably with the top part of
Mhm.
Bastion at least. And I think that's smart actually. Like um I always felt like if a zone doesn't have max level content, I mean that's more for the previous expansions, you know, not the Legion and
not World
thingy,
Quest
not the World
simulator.
Quest simulator, yeah. But in the past, you would be like, yeah, I don't need any. Like, why would I ever go to the Jade Forest, right? Like the only
Mhm.
reason you would go would be for the dungeon, basically, because there's nothing
Oh.
else there. It's low level. So I like that idea. I like to kind of make it seem as if each zone is matters uh, in the end, right? And not it's not just a stepping stone for you to level up and then go back and save some turtles or something. Um, yeah, okay. Uh, what about you, Just and Chris? By the way, for the visuals, are
I'm
you
here for I'm here for the content, Tommy.
here for the content?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
Okay.
wait.
looks okay, but not the most important thing to me. I mean, the art team always does a good job with WoW. That's probably the only part of the game that is like always good every expansion.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that is true. Because every time a new alpha comes out, we're always like, "Holy crap, this new zone looks amazing!" And then by the end of the expansion, you're just sick of it. You just want something else. So it's yeah. Right now, it looks beautiful, but I don't know how it's gonna be in the end after
Once
we're
we've
done.
had to do World Quest 1 million times here, I think I might hate the look of all the zones.
Once we get flying, it'll wear off. I think that's yeah.
True. Um. Oh, and did you see, by the way, like just a quick change that I noticed today is that there's not gonna be a 280% flying speed anymore. You're gonna go
Oh,
from
that's irrelevant for us there. We're not
right.
leveling, are
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we?
I just no, you know, saying
Sadly,
the
we don't
latest
save
news.
money. Sadly, we don't save money because it still costs 5k gold. So if you already have 280 flying, you still have to upgrade for 5k gold. So
Yeah, but
that
the
didn't
new
change.
character had to pay 10k, and now they only have to
The
pay 5k.
the hero wasn't it 1k plus 5k?
No,
1k for
that's
flying itself, 5k to upgrade.
Yeah, 1k for flying,
And then
150% speed, and then 5k for
Oh.
280 and 5k for 310.
Oh, okay, I thought
So
it
what's
was
it gonna be now? Just 280, no 310.
from
No,
150
310.
to 310 right away.
Ah, okay.
There's no in
You
between
skip
step.
They skipped the 280 speed, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Next topic before we get into the Torghast. I think the main thing, the unpruning. How has it affected your class? And do you think that like, do you like the unpruning as an idea? But also, do you think they've gone maybe too far or too little in that department? Let's start with you, Chris. What do you think?
I think
And
unpruning is good,
talk about specifically which class and spec and
sure.
stuff. I think. Yeah.
But let's start with the healers, I guess. Like, let's talk about the healers. In general, unpruning is good, like for all classes. But I feel like Blizzard doesn't really have an idea. Like, they're just unpruning to unprune at this point, and they think that's, expansion's ready. We gave you back this ability that you had 4 years ago anyway, but now your class is good again. But really, most classes I think need a redesign and not just given some like crappy abilities that you already played with 2 years ago. Trying to think of specifics for healers. I'm logged into my Druid right now. Druid got Heart of the Wild again, but worse. This is a thing. This is a thing in general. It feels like a lot of classes are getting back abilities that you had and enjoyed, but they're worse than they were.
But
Like,
worse,
Blizzard
yeah.
stole them, and now they're giving you back a shitty version 3 years later.
Like
Okay.
they were left to rot in the basement for a couple of
Yeah.
years, and now it's the scuffed
They've withered
version.
away.
So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That is how it feels. So I don't know. I mean, pruning or unpruning is fine, but needs to be more to it. Yeah, like I don't know. It's kind of shitty. Them just giving you back some ability you had, but it's now worse, and it didn't really change how you play. Kind of
Okay.
crap.
What about you, Just Wait? Similar thoughts, or are you?
No, for me, I've played Demon Hunter, which was new 2 expansions ago, so there wasn't much to unprune anyway.
True. What did they even add to Demon Hunters? Did they add anything? Because it felt really that on the Demon Hunter, I had a lot more action bar space.
On Havoc, they didn't change much at all, really. That stayed the same, but on the tank one, they swapped around like one of the talents they gave you always available. So that's about it, though. That's all they did. So that not much changed. And it's the same for the monks, really. As Windwalker monk, we got Suen back, which was a talent before, and before that we already had it. So that's I think the only ability we got back. That's it. Not much changed for.
But so there's no new ability that they gave to the Demon Hunters at all.
Not that I can. I mean, not the carrying abilities, but yeah, sure, but nothing
Yeah,
else.
okay,
They didn't add something completely new. No,
Mm-hmm.
everything stayed the same as it was. Maybe
People
they'll
with that class already has everything. Yeah, they don't need anything else.
they have double jump. What else do you want?
The 8 is the perfect class already.
Clearly. So yeah, nothing really. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
nothing changed there. As I said, for the monk as well, they redesigned the Touch of Death, which I think it just got worse from how it was before. Like right now in BFA, Touch of Death is actually kind of interesting of how you use it, and I think the next iteration, which is even different than what it used to be. I don't know. I don't like it, at least. You can only use it when a target is low health, so you're gonna use it once per fight or something. It's not a cooldown anymore. It's just a button you press and then that's it. I think they can do better with that one, at least.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, really. Nothing else has changed. So
I mean, to be fair, I think they said it themselves that they're waiting for feedback on these things, and I am pretty
Yeah.
certain that they're gonna still change either the abilities or add other abilities, remove some abilities. Like they're still waiting for feedback on those
that's the
things.
thing for Windwalkers, though. We came in Mr. Panaria, we got all our shit. They redesigned how Stormbird and Fire works a lot, up to what point where it was last expansion, and we
Mhm.
didn't lose any abilities or something. We didn't get pruned ever, so there's not much to unprune there in the first place.
True.
Which
True.
which is nice in one way, but also means that your class is gonna stay the same for the next expansion, kind of. So don't
Were you
expect too much changes.
Were you expecting new abilities, guys? Well, if you didn't get pruned, can't get unpruned. unlock.
If you didn't get pruned, you can't get him back, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Feels bad.
What about you, Scribe? How are you liking it on the mage or other classes you've
Um,
tried out?
I tried Mage and Priest mostly, just FYI. But Mage, I think there were some like okay additions. The main one is Arcane Explosion, I think, that you use most.
Hmm.
Aside from that, because like you can use it actually as fire with combustion and stuff, and it crits all the time. It's a good burst AOE. Um, Fire Blast got added. That is rather like useless. Only a movement spell. Sometimes it's interesting in towers and stuff because you take those like there's a modifier for your off specs damage, so like fire damage increase when you're playing Frost, and then
Mm-hmm.
you can actually use Fire Blast, but it's really not a big thing. Outside of that, I mean, I would prefer if like cooler abilities return. For me, cooler means something like Void Shift for Priest. Leap of Faith was taken at some point from Shadow, and then they gave it back. I think that was good. For Mage, I didn't play it that much before, so I don't really know the old abilities. But yeah, like things like that, things that's a bit outside the box. Like basically the PvP talents. Like a lot of like Cyclone came back to do it. I think that's really good. I think they could do it a bit more, even the pure like anti-pruning, whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't mind, unlike other people, I don't mind it if there's some useless spells in there, or that's like only useful in really weird situations like Fire Ward and stuff. I'm okay with that. I don't care. Sometimes it's really useful, sometimes it's not. Whatever, you know. I like to think about situational moments where I would use it, and then you know, I remember, for example, Shadow Priest's Inner Fire, Inner Will back then. You never used Inner Will; it did less damage, or it like it gave you Inner Fire gave you armor, so you just took that. I don't know what it was, but at some points when you couldn't DPS the boss and you had to walk fast, Inner Will gave you like 20% movement speed. So you picked that in very very few moments. I'm pretty sure most Shadow Priests didn't even press it ever in their lives, but in those moments, it was making you like distinguishing you from those players that they don't know, like that don't know how to play the game, which is always fun. I
No,
don't
that's
know.
true.
I'm okay with those things. I can take more anti-pruning. I'm welcoming, for example, Inner Fire, Inner Will, Void Shift to Shadow. For Mage, don't know what Mage ability got pruned.
You
That I
got all
don't
the
know
time
about.
back,
All the time is good, yeah.
But it,
not
but it,
not as
it
good as
is
it was.
it is
Yeah.
really tight,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Just like
The
everything
thing
they
is,
give
they
you.
took displacement from Arcane. They took displacement, which was like lower CD than all the time, and they took Shimmer instead gave Fire Blast, so you can press something while moving without aiming, like without able to press anything else. Yeah, because you can't really do anything while you move as Arcane. I mean, unless you take some weird talents, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be like I don't know why they took the blink stacks, for example. Is that like because it was OP or?
Yeah, dude.
It was OP, yeah. Can
It was
confirm.
OP. Yeah, can confirm.
Like,
Yes.
I had this conversation with Scribe, yeah, like I don't know when, recently, and I said, "Oh man, I wish we knew about the, on the Zoth where you go out the intermission and you can auto run during the animation."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, like, "Oh, I wish you knew that on progress. That's really good. Like, literally saves me like 10 seconds running to the boss." And he's like, "What do you mean, bro? I just blink lol." he's like, I don't even use
I
the auto
mean,
thing. I just blink.
I
Meanwhile,
guess.
like me on a holy paladin walking to the boss at 2 miles an hour. Yeah. Fuck's sake, mages.
It's the same. Was the same for me in that case because I just pressed roll twice. And I was
Yeah.
also at the boss. Didn't care.
Nice.
Well, I
um.
mean, one blink is not gonna change it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it does. It does make it that you have to think a lot more about using your first blink. Let's say, yeah, because now it's your
Yeah,
only
of
blink.
course.
Whereas before
Yeah,
you
of
were like,
course.
let's put it on cooldown, put it on cooldown so that it's recharging. But I always have the backup one if shit hits the fan.
The safety one.
Yeah. But for me, just I don't know. You guys probably didn't play Hunter. Uh, I'm a bit disappointed with what they've done with the unpruning personally, and like specifically, I can tell you as survival, they didn't really give you much. They gave you arcane shot, steady shot, uh, kill shot, which apparently you need a polearm to use. By the way, if you cannot shoot it with a bow. So
What?
yeah.
Well, so as survival, you're supposed to use a polearm, aren't you? Or is that gone?
Yeah, but when you actually kill shot, it's like the serpent's thing, yeah? You pull out your little crossbow and you shoot with that. But for some
No,
reason, the tag
sure.
says you need the polearm to use
I
kill
think
shot.
those weapon things you shouldn't look at anyways because they said brewmasters and windwalkers can dual wield and use staffs again, but we cannot do that yet anyways. If you equip the other weapon, you can't. So I think that's
Yeah,
still work in progress anyways.
I hope so. I'm hoping there's a work in progress for Survival Hunter to be ranged as well, but I don't think that's happening. But what I wanted to say is that they did unprune quite a bit. They also gave us Scare Beast back, and they also gave us. Oh, by the way,
Eyes of the Beast, dude. You don't like it?
if you're watching, by the way, I can show you the kill shot here. Poof. I don't know if you saw it. It's a
Watching.
little crossbow. It shoots out.
Oh, I was waiting for the mob to be low health. You can use it at any health now. What?
No, it's
No,
not.
it
Oh,
was
wait,
low
no, there we
health.
go. Yeah, okay.
He did use it when he was low.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Lit.
It's a healer, guys. Don't worry.
What, I just had the delay on the stream, bro. Calm
Yeah,
down.
this the latest. And they also gave us Hunter's Mark and I
Dude,
don't
it
know,
sounds like you
Eyes
got
of the
like a whole
Beast.
new spell book.
Yeah,
Hunter's got like probably one of the most.
we got a lot back. The problem that I have with it is that, like, looking at survival, arcane shot, steady shot, I can't even use.
Wait,
Hunter's Mark,
you need a ranged weapon for that?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Uh,
Hunter's Mark, I think is the worst thing they could have unpruned personally, but whatever.
Hunter's Mark has been a staple of the Hunter, how it was and how it always worked in WoW though. It was always nice that you like, okay, Hunter's Mark this one target and I'm gonna do more damage to this one target.
sure.
I don't know
but
if it still works the same, but yeah.
Yeah, so it works the same, but so far there's no way to auto put it, and it's on the global cooldown as well. So every time you want to switch target, you're gonna have to first put the Hunter's Mark on it, which feels really weird because it only increases your damage by 5%, right?
Yeah, I mean you need to consider how long is the mob alive. Is it worth it?
Yeah,
On
I'm
bosses,
just
you
saying
probably
it's
just put it on a boss, you don't care about it anymore.
Personally, I feel like that makes my class less fun. That's my point.
Sure, but class fantasy at least.
I think they like. I'm a bit disappointed. Basically, I don't know. Was it Scribe who said it or Chris, where they brought back stuff, but it feels like they're like scuffed versions of them. Yeah. Oh, we also
Yeah.
got Trank Shot back. That's a good one. But
What is
You have that in you had that in BFA or for I thought
the
Hunters
pet
Spell Origin?
the pets had it. Now you have it,
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
which is better. Obviously, more control. Like that's a good change. But yeah, like I don't see like Hunter's Mark. They could have done something with it. You know what I mean? Or Kill Shot. They
that's
could
the
have done
thing.
something with it. They're
Just
just
think, do
bringing
you want
it
them
back.
to unprune and think about class design at the same time? Because that's what they did, right? They removed abilities because it didn't fit with the spec design they were going for, and now people wanted things back, so they're giving people things, even though it might not fit with their class design in the end. It just fits with the spec design rather, I should say, because it fits with the class but not the spec. That's kind of how it's working. Because they unprune shit that's for the whole class and not just spec specific things.
True.
I mean, I think it's okay to have spells that don't fit with survival and that you cannot use. I think that's okay. I mean, yeah, it's not nice for those who play survival.
Well, okay.
As long as they have some use in some spec, I think it's okay.
Well, that's the thing. Like, for example, Arcane Shot. It obviously makes sense as MM because it's part of your rotation by default. But as survival, you cannot use it, and as BM, well, you have Cobra Shot, which is pretty much the same thing but better. So what is the purpose of unpruning that ability really? You understand what I mean?
Maybe make Cobra Shot. You can't use it while moving. And
I just think these weird abilities that they're bringing back that they don't really fit somewhere. They could have done maybe a better job to can I say it, like make them a lot more situational, perhaps, right? Like for
I mean,
example,
there's still time for that, right? That's why they put them
Sure,
up here, and
sure.
we need to tell them, okay, this doesn't make any sense. Why is it even here?
Like
Right.
Eyes of the Beast, for example, when you want to control your pet. Yeah, okay, that's like maybe I
That's
want to role play a bit. Maybe I want to do something really
yeah, you're
specific
not
on a
gonna use that
boss.
in you're not gonna use that in in a raid
Yeah,
probably.
maybe you want to do some
Maybe some
pooling
M+ shit.
from.
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
like who knows? But it's like very situational, and I think that's what they should aim for. Um, Same with like scare beast, right? Like I'm gonna fear a beast. How often is that gonna happen,
Oh, that
right?
depends. I mean, maybe in Torghast if they put up some beasts. I haven't seen any yet, but maybe.
Wait, the real question is, does it still work against druids? Yeah, like it used
I
to.
Oh,
hope so. Yeah.
probably.
Hunter the new druid counter again. Oh no.
Yes, yes, dude. Let's go. But
See,
but
we found the purpose.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like these abilities, they have a purpose. It's a small purpose, but that's fine. Uh, and I think they can do more of that instead of just like the Hunter's Mark thing, for example. Make it maybe more situational or change it a bit. Don't. I just feel like they added, at least for the Hunter class, they added more abilities into your rotation, like your normal spec. That's just add-ons, yeah. Like it's just throw them in there, and now your rotation is well, you press more buttons now. That's it. But it doesn't really add into the gameplay as much. I don't know about the other specs, but I do feel like they maybe did that a little bit. Like for example with the the Warlock curses, now they just threw the curses in there. That's what I've heard at least from them. Um,
But that is kind of like what you're saying, yeah. They're situational things. They can be good.
well, is Arcane Shot gonna be situationally good? I don't think so. I
I
mean,
don't know about the warlock guys.
yeah, but I think I might be wrong. Yeah, I haven't played Warlock. Has any of you played it?
Bit in Torghast.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right. So do you have to like put a curse to put like some damage increase on the mob every time?
No, that one
Oh,
doesn't exist.
you just put Curse of Doom up.
Curse
Yeah,
of Doom.
there is a curse that just does damage, yeah.
Right. Yeah. 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 Okay.
But the other
Well.
ones where like curse of tongues, curse of weakness, like those are pretty situational. And when they're good, it does feel good to use them. And you're like,
Okay.
yeah, like I used my skill.
Uh. Yeah. Like if someone's saying in the chat, it's Hunter's Mark is nice against rogues in PvP. That if it was specifically to track things, I would be totally down for it.
You just don't want it to be part of your main rotation.
I just think like these little utility niche things is what makes you feel cool to be an X class, right? Like,
Yeah, I agree.
hey, oh, I can hibernate this mob. Ooh, lucky that it's a beast and I'm a druid. That feels good. And
Yeah.
suck it, Demon Hunter. You can't do that. Or wait, can they? I don't know actually.
Probably can. They can do everything, dude.
Probably, yeah. Probably they can do that.
Hmm.
Yeah. Curious to see though. I definitely think we need to give as much feedback as possible in terms of the abilities and how they feel and if they should be there. Do you not have an ability that you're like, oh, why is this here? Like, why'd you bring it? Take it back. You don't have any of those?
Don't think so.
Kind of like Frostbolt for fire, but it gives you a slow, so it does
Yeah,
have
so it
purpose.
does have a use.
Everything has purpose, yeah.
Hmm.
My problem
Okay.
is that they're just giving you like these things are great, where like they're cool niche abilities where maybe they're useful once a week, but when they're useful, you feel really cool. But the problem is that that seems to be their fix for the expansion, yeah. Like class design right now is horrible, and they're like, yeah, we gave you Searing Totem back and Cyclone, and now the classes are fixed. Like it's not how it works, Blizzard.
Yeah.
Need to actually fix the classes.
Now, what do you think is broken about the class? So, I mean, the balance
Lots of
or
things. Well, both. I mean, they're kind of intertwined. Some classes are really boring to play compared to how they've been in the past, and some are just like not the way they're, especially I'm talking about healing classes right now, especially like they just lack tools that like the balance is just so fucked. Yeah, there's a reason why Druid is really good in M plus because they have all the sick M plus tools like stealth and Typhoon and all this kind of shit, battle res. But the reason why they've sucked in raid all expansion because they don't have Devo or barrier or passive damage. They really
mean-
need a fix, a
I mean,
redesign.
they gave Retribution Paladins Shield of the Righteousness that increases your armor. Literally the protection one,
true.
but you need to wear a shield to use it. Like who's gonna quickly equip their one-hander and a shield while they're DPSing as a red?
That ability is actually really cool to have as holy now though.
Yeah, it's holy 'cause you have a
plus the
shield,
AoE DPS
yes.
and you have a shield on anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just pat.
But I mean, those abilities are all gonna come with macros as well to equip. You're gonna need
true.
some new weapon sets because you're gonna have to equip your sword and shield, and then swap back as soon as you press any other ability. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see. The one thing I actually realized, by the way, recently is that they're bringing a lot more raid utility back. Am I getting anything? Question mark. You know what I mean?
Any
Like,
foxes and shit?
And yeah, like what is happening with that? The thing that reminded me of this was the DK is getting anti-magic zone, right?
Oh yeah, that's OP as fuck right now.
Like, and so far in BFA, the only thing you really had was the warrior rallying cry. There was nothing else, right?
Well, from as a DPS, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Get very
darkness.
pushed.
Yeah.
Oh, in darkness.
Like Vampiric Embrace, I guess, and Social Guidance, but yeah, nothing crazy.
Yeah, I feel like they're giving more of that stuff to players now, and I'm curious to see how far they're gonna go with it, and is it gonna repeat the process basically like, hey, everyone needs to bring something in the raid, and then hey, you get a buff, and you get a buff, and you get a buff, and then they will be like, no, we're done with the buffs, remove everything, and the cycle continues. Yeah.
into expansion times, the unpruning with the stuff we did with the unpruning. We're under.
I mean, we kind of went over this at the start, right? Talking
Yeah.
about the buffs and how these classes are interacting with each other. Because, yeah, you're right. If there's a class that doesn't bring anything to the raid, it better be doing the most DPS of everyone else. Otherwise, what's the point of bringing it? Because it doesn't bring anything else to the team.
Yeah.
That is something we're gonna have to like worry about, kind of. Well,
I
not
don't know
worry
why, I
about.
don't know
but
why
just
Mage
consider.
gets two of these things, by the way. Why, like, not only are they OP stupid blink ice block class anyway, okay, no BM, but they also have arcane intellect right now, and they're getting this focus magic buff. Like what?
Focus Magic is on the same tier as Rune of Power and Incantus Flow, so you can't pick it right now. It's garbage.
You can't pick it because it lowers your DPS.
No, like massively, yeah. 40% damage reduction on your burst is like really bad, yeah. That's what you
Sure.
would take basically.
Let me
if you
just
want
sim that in my head.
Listen,
Yep.
Scribe, do you know, like, the other two talents are a 0 DPS increase for me, though. That's the thing. Oh, damn. What the hell?
Damn, dude, Sko is in the chat.
Officer gang. Gang.
Got it.
Scotty. Okay. I'm gonna start making a. Are you guys all horde on the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
None of us went Alliance cheese with Shadow Melt, so you can reset.
Oh, damn it.
Wait, what are we doing? Are we doing something?
Now we're gonna go tower.
A little bit of Torghast things.
Yeah. You up
Oh,
for
okay,
it,
I was
or?
about to enter, dude. Yeah, let's go, dude. I practiced on my Warlock.
Scribe was
while
on
you were
champion
talking.
select already, yeah?
I exit, I guess.
Let's jump
The
off.
AoE spell cap is such a mistake. What do you guys think of the AoE spell cap? I don't think it's a big deal, dude.
I
It's
think
not
it's-
like
Oh,
every
yeah,
class that gets affected by it.
for raids it won't matter that much anyways. It's gonna be a thing in Mythic Plus though.
Even then, like some spells do it, like still have a max size, and some don't. Like
I'm
Yeah, but it's
pretty
only
sure
some
they're
classes
gonna.
that have the big, like the real area, yeah.
Yeah, maybe they didn't test them yet, yeah. Or I mean,
They
what
had
what is
another
missing?
wave go out. Like Frozen Orb now only is eight targets is now like some spells. But I think the only thing that I know right now, for example, Blizzard, it hits still everything. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's okay. Like some spells are just not full AoE. My Icelands also only hits one target. If it's not supposed to hit all 10 targets.
Wait, Iceland's never hit all 10, or did it?
Yeah, it didn't. But I mean,
Oh.
I could argue it should by the same logic.
Well, I think it's fine, but it really depends how they make the bosses, like the raids and the dungeons. Obviously, if they then make dungeons where there's constantly like 20 mobs you have to fight, then you're gonna feel pretty awful, like only hitting 5 at a time.
Nah, but that's the thing. In the dungeons, you'd pull more if you could. Anyways, like in MDI, they're pulling up. They're doing gigantic pulls, which
Yeah,
with these AoE caps is not gonna be as good anymore.
but then you can just pull less. But what I'm saying would be really bad is if Blizzard then actually forces you to fight lots of mobs at once. Like imagine there's a boss fight where 20 mobs are gonna spawn at once, that you need to
Sure.
AoE, and only some classes can actually probably AoE them, and you're like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
I
That's
think
my
that's gonna
guess.
happen.
that is
Honestly.
okay as long as those classes are also not the best
Single
on,
target,
on the boss DPS. Then like you need some people to actually kill those ads.
I just mean from a player's point of view, like you're just gonna feel bad if you're one of the classes that can't do that, yeah. Like all the ads spawn, the other classes boom boom boom, DPS meter rising, and you're like hitting 5 targets at once, hitting 5 targets at once. Like it's gonna feel bad. But what do I care? I'm a healer anyway. Lol.
Yeah, do you see any benefit from the AoE cap actually? What can we
Performance, right?
Less lag when we're
Yeah,
pulling
less lag,
20
less
yeah.
lag?
mobs.
I mean
Well,
that's
I'm
a,
not even sure if it's that, honestly, because I don't get it why we're lagging even sometimes. Like on world bosses and stuff, why are we lagging? It's like only 30 people in my group, but I'm lagging. I
Yeah,
have no idea.
Don't
on a
know,
world boss, we're not even AoEing either. So
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I'm so confused. This game is a little bit broken, but I'm guessing they're trying to fix that.
in classic, at least we could kill bosses with 40 people and not lag. So it should be possible.
I think it's probably gonna help in 30-man heroic raids. I don't know how much it will help in like world PvP, like in Nazatar, the PvP battle, for example, when you had 100 versus 100. I don't think the AoV cap is gonna change much there.
Yeah, so
But
Yeah.
in 30-man raid, I mean, you've seen the difference, right? Like when you go from heroic 30-man to 20-man mythic, there is a difference.
feels so good.
Yeah.
Not only
Did it-
because of the performance, but it generally feels nice to be playing with less people. Yeah, it's such a 30-man rating is actually such a mess. There just plays everywhere.
Mhm.
With 20-man, like it feels, even though it's only 50% less. No, what's my math? 30% less, 33% less players. Like it feels like a mass, like more than that. Yeah, it's crazy. So nice.
Yeah. Well, 30-man mythic rating would be fun, I think. Even 40-man would be fun, dude.
Yeah.
40-man mythic rating. Yikes. How many
Would
divas are gonna go out?
be a nightmare to balance though.
Yeah. But
Right
it
now
would
we
be
take
super
5
fun.
mages on 20-man and then 25 mages on 40-man.
I mean, same as 10 versus 20 man, right? How it used to be. It's like they don't
Looking for a
balance.
guild to merge,
here.
please. Don't want to recruit another 20 people.
It's our second raid team. What do you mean? We'll have
Yeah,
one.
Sko already posted about it on April Fest.
True.
Oh, what is scoring teeth? What is this? Tithe?
Yeah, that's your
Scout-
covenant
that's-
ability.
That's your
Scout-
that's the covenant ability.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
You haven't used it the entire run, yeah? I'm guessing.
Nah.
It's just a
Nice.
dot, anyways. No, it's not really. It gives you soul shards, kind of, if you kill something.
Doesn't sound too big, yeah.
I mean, that's because you only have. That's probably the first ability you pick for it, right? Maybe if you stack a couple, it will be good, but I haven't seen any. I got one where it increased the duration. I'm like, okay, but what's the point?
Yeah.
And I can hit a second mob with it when they're still alive, but I can't even pull more than one mob, anyways. So early on, it was just useless.
Are you going Warlock for this Torghast run, Scrabble?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
Ready.
are you guys ready? I'm walking there now. Yeah, I'm walking.
I'm not sure.
walking
I'm not sure
it.
you have. I'm not sure you have to be here if as long as the leader is here.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, it's not
Okay.
far anyways.
Yeah, I'm just running.
I'm gonna show Scribe how you're supposed to play mage, dude. CVA.
What?
I said I'm gonna show Scribe how you're supposed to play mage.
Ah.
Give him a lesson.
Oh no. Do you guys have DPS meters?
No, you don't have add-ons.
Oh, nice.
We can slash combat log though if you want. That works. You can upload it to Warcraft logs and see it.
Huh. I'll.
Okay, you
Mage
wish
is
for
kinda
me.
OP, so.
Are you gonna tank just with it?
Yeah, I'm tank spec, so you can.
Alright, beautiful, dude.
Can you wish me on the Just Wait the Oribos? I think I don't know what it's called. Is it the Oribos or Oribos?
Just wait minus Oribos.
I'm looking at the guild list, right? And I'm the only one. I'm the only one on this server. Wait, you're not healing, or?
Nah, dude. You're surviving by yourself. You're pressing
I'm not surviving on myself, dude.
Well,
They-
if we go
they
we
try-
go normal, remember?
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can do
yeah.
it.
Or?
Yeah.
If we
that's
go
fine.
heroic, we
Oh,
won't be
shit.
able to talk to the streamer too. We'll just be full focus and dying.
What is your character name, Roger?
How does it
Roger
scale?
Mad. Roger Mad.
I don't think it's that hard if you go. If you go right.
Hmm. Famous last words, yeah.
No, I've tried it on the 5-man. Those mobs have a shitload of HP, especially at the start.
Ah,
Wait,
okay.
is it over there?
It's
Oh,
where
just
I
give
am.
me a leader,
how-
actually.
Where did you run?
Wait,
Yo?
where did
Where
Roger
did I
Mad
go, dude?
Oh shit, Roger is mad, dude.
He is
Oh my
mad.
god. Oh, we can actually go in.
The cool thing about doing it as a group is that you can actually take the abilities that like buff your party, yeah? When you play solo and it's like, you now give allies, blah blah, and you're like, I don't give a shit about allies, dude.
True.
Mm.
Okay. So, let's start talking about Torghast, yeah? Like as we are playing through it. Guys, if you have any questions, do throw them in the chat. You can tag me as well, so I can see them more clearly. So, Torghast, first of all, just so everyone is aware, there is not going to be like a normal, heroic, easy mode. None of that is going to be on live. As far as I know, you're literally going to just go in and start climbing. That's it. There's nothing.
Putting down refreshments.
Ooh, okay.
Where's my warlock's where's my Healthstone warlock scum?
Oh yeah, put a stomach thingy down.
Oh, I'll get Hustle Empowerment right here. That's what I'm
CVA,
waiting
Scribe
for.
look.
Ooh. Wait, can you guys all select stuff here now? How does this
Yeah.
work,
Yes,
actually?
yes, yes.
We
Yeah,
can all pick
everyone picks their own abilities from the orbs.
Okay, so I can. Okay, I'll pick the Golden Idol. Okay, nobody else picked that. I can just mark whatever has treasures and just skip everything else.
Insane.
Easy speedrun, dude.
Okay, I'll sense treasure chests and delete enemies through walls, dude.
Holy fuck.
Well, that's kind of useful.
It's fine. Okay. So what was your initial idea? First of all, do you think it's gonna be a solo experience, or are you looking to go with groups more, basically?
I think it's gonna be like how visions were. Well, at the start you went with a group for safety because you need to get, we're gonna have to get something for progress probably from here, and you don't want to like DC and fuck it up or something. And then once it's past that and it's like farm, then everyone will just do it solo because no one wants to play with other people.
Yeah, maybe, but then again, like depends how high you want to push it. I feel like if you're doing it with a group, you should be able to go higher than solo, unless you have an
Yeah.
overpowered class. At least.
But from what they were saying, it sounds like you don't care about going that high.
I mean, you won't care for probably your legendary collections, hopefully, but maybe for fun. I don't know. People like going high and plus as well. Like, I hope there's gonna be something like that here as well. That maybe people like going high in the tower. We spoke about this before we started this thing.
Right,
today.
we were talking about it earlier. I mean, obviously not on stream, but so do you? How much time would you say you would enjoy doing a run per week of Torghast before you're like, okay, I'm done with it. Wait, what? Why did I've died twice so far, by the way. What happened there? I
don't know.
have no idea.
This guy hurts. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Well, I can't.
That's
But
for
they,
last,
in the Towley interview, they
Come on,
mentioned
last
about
of it.
about 30% of your time or something that you could spend in the tower, and the rest of the time you're gonna be doing other things. If you like doing the tower, 30% of the time you could spend it.
Okay.
So I'm need to kite this, by the way. I'm dead. So
Well, is
but-
it 10
I'm
stacks?
dead.
or more?
10 stacks now.
yeah, I'm running. I'm just you guys kill it.
Okay.
Don't die too many times more.
Oh, 9 is the cap. Damn. I see, yeah.
What do you kept? Oh, yeah,
damage.
Now, what's the mighty slams?
I hope it
Um,
doesn't end up like Visions where you literally don't have time to do all the runs on your ults. Like right now, if you're playing like even as little as like 3 or 4 characters, or like say you're playing 3 characters, it's actually so hard to actually do all the vision runs as
mhm.
well as all the key farming every week. Like you just don't have the time.
Mhm.
I mean, you see, I'm sure you've all seen the screenshot from like Flex and stuff where they have like millions of Coalescing visions saved up. Because how the how the hell are you gonna spend all that time doing 100 visions? Like it's just awful.
Well, I mean, in that case, I also wonder why they're still doing dailies, anyways. Yeah, like those people are, yeah, they
Yeah,
have
but you don't even
no
need to
life.
do dailies. If you just do the weekly thing on a few characters, it adds up.
Okay,
Like you
so
could do it, but you don't want to spend all your time doing it.
so let's talk about one thing at a time of Torghast. Do you think it should be something that you do once per week, or should it be kind of like the visions where you basically farm some currency and then you enter, and then if you farm more like dailies and whatnot, then you get to enter again? Like, do you want it to become basically like an M plus situation where you just do one per week to get the box at the end of the week, or more like visions? Because I think that's two very different philosophies.
Well, I feel like efficient philosophy is nice, where you need to collect your things and you can go as many times as long as you have the resource for it. But the collection of the legendary cloak upgrades is like capped, so doing more than X amount is not, there's no point except for the collectibles basically and a gem socket. The gem socket is very niche, anyways. I feel like that's like an end of expansion thing right now. Because if they would add a gem socket currency or anything like that to this tower, it's gonna feel mandatory for most people, which is not what they would want. I hope.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope it's gonna be like visions, but more emphasis on the collectible things and the after at that point.
I think what's going to be tricky is how do they incentivize you to go as high as possible without making it seem like, oh, if you don't reach X states, then you really messed up, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Because if you will, oh, okay, that's rip.
Just run.
Uh, we're making use of those deaths quite a bit.
On the first level.
If you if you have to do this for the legendaries, right? Do they make it so that you can reach a cap with the legendary fragments, and then that everyone will get there to keep it fair, or do they just let it go and the good players are gonna have their legendaries 3 weeks before the other people, basically? It's definitely gonna be the thing they need to look at. The reward system, I think, is what will determine a lot of the success of this. But in terms of now the mechanics of it, like the anima powers, the enemies, is there anything that you do not like so far? Because I personally think a lot of it just looks really good. Yeah, like I like the enemies, the the rooms, the randomness of it, the anima powers, like the general idea behind all of these. I'm super with. Anything you do not like, because everyone is like, oh, this is so good. Is there something you don't like, Chris?
Well, there's always gonna be the thing, kind of like visions, where some class is better for it than other classes,
Hmm.
and maybe that's gonna be a filter if you're one of the classes that it's not good for. Oh, actually, kind of like linked to that similar thing. They keep making. I mean, I know they can't really do anything about it, but it sucks being a healer in this game, honestly.
What do you
Um,
mean, dude?
No,
This is
as a disc priest
this is
in this
good.
tower, it's super good, yeah.
Yeah, but that's only because Shadow sucks.
Also, I am not pulling. I am not pulling as much because we don't have a healer in here. Yeah, if we had a healer, I would pull everything that's over there
Yeah,
right
true.
now.
If you
I
group
would
up
pull
for
this.
it, it's fine. It's like Visions, I guess. But well, not
Mhm.
really. But yeah. But single player, yeah,
Like right now, I'm too scared to actually
Just go, bro.
do
Trust.
all those.
you won't catch me in here playing Wrestle Druid or something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless I guess what they could do is make the anima powers greatly buff the damage that like healers do.
I mean, for disc priest, apparently it's like they do more damage than shadow priest right now or something. If you get the right powers, anyways. Early
Yeah,
on.
but like I said, I think that's partly Shadow just being shit.
No, it's also
probably.
they scale the mob health lower for healers, like half
Yeah,
the health
same in
almost.
do.
same in Visions.
And I think if they can play around with that, they can also like balance any class really, because they can just check the ladder, like okay, or well, if they have an internal ladder, I hope. They can say, okay, DH is blasting right now, Shadow Priest. Make it easier for Shadow Priest. Tune it down until people do the same performance. Done.
Mm-hmm.
You can always fix it.
At least they can tune it with stuff that won't affect the rates. They can just balance whatever class slash spec specific things you pick up.
Yeah, I think the spec balance is gonna be okay. Oh, there's a chest here, by the way. The
Legendary components, dude.
the pH, dude. The pH. Yes.
These chests, by the way, just FYI, chat and everyone here, they drop always legendary components. Like that's what they're there for. That's what you're hunting, kind of. If you see the chest and you don't loot it, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, but they have said that they don't even know if if these chests will
Well, so
exist and
far.
stuff. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, so far.
Okay. Um. I think the one thing that I'm hoping is gonna happen is that your
Also, might want to
incent.
block.
Oof.
Eating bro, I believe.
That you are that you're incentivized to go into a group and not go solo, because I don't think the visions really did that enough. I just feel like why would it be harder if you go in a group compared to, because I honestly think visions are harder if you go in a group right now.
I think in this case, it's easy for it to be easier in a group because if you're solo right now, at least in the current balancing, the start is super hard, right? And if you get shit powers, it stays hard. But in a group, you get so many more people getting powers that it's more balanced, it's more averaged out overall. So the chances are higher that you can easily go, high up versus solo. And if you get a shit build, you can't get far.
True.
So that's one thing where it will be like a little bit balanced, I guess. Going into a group balances out the powers that you're gonna get.
Yeah, it
depends
normalizes
how-
the RNG, I guess you could say.
Yeah, exactly.
Depends how often you can and like how you get in here. Because one thing about Visions is it really sucks when you're solo and you disconnect or something, and then you just threw away like a whole, 100 fucking daily quests you did something to get into that vision, and now it's just gone. So if they I hope they do something. I don't know what they need to do exactly to counter it, but if they could do something to counter it, would be really great. Definitely a tilter.
One thing that I've noticed that I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of is looting every mob.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I feel like the only thing you loot for is the Phantasma, which I feel like if you kill something just like in Visions, you should the counter should just go up.
Yeah.
And sure, I
Same
don't just remove the gray items. I don't care, but I actually like. It's nice that there's gold and gray items, but just give it in a chest at the end or something instead. Or if you kill a boss, just give some extra.
Same with these urns, yeah. Like so annoying having to actually kill them all the time.
There's
Yeah,
a
but
big
the
guy.
urns, the urns make sense because it kind of gives you an incentive. If you don't know if there's orbs in there, you kind of want to see it and check it. But you can see some of the urns when they have the orb in there anyways. I don't know if there's anything else even. If there's urns without it, but you cannot see it.
Yeah, the urns I actually really like personally, like going there and like just killing them all, like AoEing them down. It feels really satisfying. By the way, let's go back. There's a big guy actually behind this wall. I can see them.
We're gonna get a animal power here.
Oh, yeah.
Just-
Your
Ooh.
spells and attacks have a chance to grant you 0% mastery for until cancelled. Nice.
That's a lot of mastery.
Okay. Do you think the anima powers should be insanely powerful? Like, what do you think about basically the rate of getting anima powers right now in Torghast, and how powerful they are, and what would you change, I guess, in them to make it better?
Would be cool if
I
the orbs
think-
gave you more options.
More options.
Yeah, there's actually an
Well, that's like
anima
3
power to get more options. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw that actually. Yeah.
Wait,
That's really good.
like what? What's that?
Yeah,
Like you get
it says-
3 instead of 2 or 4 instead of 3. You know.
Hmm.
Oh, I've not seen that yet. But that sounds like a nice one. Is that already in the game? Because I've played it. I haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, I got it once only on Mage.
Okay. It must be super rare, I guess.
Yeah, and I think one other thing could be that at the very start you could have like a, you know, those guaranteed epic ones, like something guaranteed that's kind of good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense too.
Yeah, maybe you could even like you get to choose from any power to start with. Yeah, that would be cool. Like your first power is you can choose out of like 100, like all of them.
I'm guessing it's gonna be some of the Covenant stuff.
If you
like-
if you do that, Chris, you know everyone's always gonna pick like the best one. Yeah, like that's. I don't think that's the.
Yeah, but that's fine. Let them start with the best one.
I think it's gonna be a thing that at some point you will be able to decide, like some talents or something in some skill tree that lets you start with some powers, like pre-start with some powers, you know.
Like we talked about before this meeting, I think maybe
Help.
it's better if you just start with 3 of them, so you get to pick 3 instead of having to find the best one. At least to average out the starting RNG.
Yeah,
or just give you,
definitely.
or give you nothing at all. That's also an option.
It definitely feels like the start until you get like 5 to 10 powers, you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, like, it just feels really bad compared to afterwards. Afterwards,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
like kind of like a gradual, just becoming more and more powerful, but you have the base stuff.
And I also feel like at some point choices don't matter anymore. You just pick whatever as soon as you have like 20 plus. It's not like I don't feel like there's specific builds you can go for, sadly. It's just down to RNG kind of.
Yeah, it does feel when you go for a super long run, it feels at a certain point like maybe I'm getting too many of these. So I don't know though. Early on you like it, but then as you progress, you're like, like it
Exactly.
detaches you a bit from the choice. Yeah, like you're like, oh whatever, dude. I don't really care. It's just anything, you know.
Oh my god, you guys have kicks? Or?
Yeah, I missed it actually because of latency.
That guy is casting so fast.
I've noticed that as well.
Curse of tongues, dude. Severe.
You say Curse of Tongues, dude. Applied.
Yeah, that's it, dude. Oh, now I can kick even with my European MS. Look at that.
I also feel like maybe if they just reset your powers after every boss or something.
True,
Like the
true.
boss takes away your powers and then you start again from the beginning, which everything is scaled up a little bit more, so it's harder. But you get another set of 6 levels, and you can just start from that level every time. So it's like a checkpoint in the whole thing. So you do 6 levels, you have a checkpoint, and then you can go do something else and come back to it later. And go see if you can get any higher. See if you can beat your record.
What happens when you guys don't come and we just continue?
The
You just
counter
do
resets.
everyone.
Yeah, the counter resets. The death
We
counter.
need you here, by the way, Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was checking what talent I could take.
I do think that the death counter resetting is a really cool thing. Stunning them, I think. Oh. There we go. The death counter resetting every level, I think, is a pretty I like that a lot.
Yeah, so
The one thing I would say is I wish my cooldowns also reset. There's something to it, like when you reach another floor, I want to have everything ready as if I'm, oh, okay, I made it. Here we go. Starting
do these
fresh
guys
again.
have
Yeah?
powers in them, Stripe?
What? This what?
Do these guys have powers in them, these elites?
Have powers? No, they have the 10 stacking thing. What do you mean? Oh, that thing.
you have
Let me
the
check.
ability,
Let me check. No, they don't have.
Wait, let's go the other way then, or? I don't know if we
Yeah.
have to go this way.
Let's try.
Best thing to do, unless they have some kind of time constraint, right?
I mean, it's gonna be the best thing to do for the higher levels for sure. If you want to push the high stuff, I guess you're always gonna end up having to do that.
And I'm just saying, like, I don't want that to be the case. I don't want the optimal thing to be AFK.
This thing,
That
it might be the
promotes-
optimal thing to go high, but is that gonna be the optimal thing for even collect? Do you even need to do high, so high? You know, maybe that's just optional, like doing mythic 19s or something. Like, maybe that's not the gameplay they want to go for in the end, anyways.
Maybe not, but it would be cool if you're incentivized to go high. Like,
I hope so. That's one big thing for me.
That's,
If it's again like M plus where you don't do hard things but easy things as fast as possible, I really don't like it, man.
Like if in M plus you're kind of going high just for yourself to feel good about yourself, right? Or to get radar IL score, or you know you're streaming it and it's some good content. But the I mean Torghast could be the same, I guess, but I just wish that they did more like they challenge the player to the limits.
Right.
And there is some reward to it. I don't know. We'll see. Definitely a lot of things that they need to think about though in terms of.
Oh shit, dying, dude.
Oh shit, dude, same. What? Oh my god.
This guy hurts.
We gotta stun the shackles, I guess. Is that AoE or what?
It hits everyone, yeah.
Okay. The lockdown, if you don't dodge, you die, by the way.
No, you can kick it though.
Kick that.
The shackles we cannot. This one I can. I don't have a stun, so someone else.
I stunned him.
I got next.
Whew. What about the art in here, by the way? Do you like it?
It's definitely a tower kind of thing. I mean, it feels like confined spaces, but it's nice to have the open room sometimes. I like it, but that it changes.
You have next? Hello? Okay.
Yeah, bro, I have a cast, yeah?
Okay. Well, just with that.
Run.
Uh-oh.
Also, he's at 7 stacks, so we gotta pump.
Wish we had a healer, man.
Who can heal in this group?
Oh, then he would be dying slower.
No, you wouldn't be dying slower, because you'd have 6 dips.
Yeah, Gonzo.
Okay, you can line of sight the shackles, by the way. FYI, boys.
Oh, we're trolling.
I'm gonna blast him now without
fighting. You can't be kicked. It didn't kill me, by the way, but I am rooted, so I cannot run. I'm gonna dead.
It's a dot, yeah, it's a big dot on you.
We got him, boys.
No orb even. What the
6
fuck?
out of 9, bro. My control is really sick on these.
Yeah.
Well, he's under, maybe not.
Guys, by the way, if you have any questions, make sure you post them in the chat.
What the fuck? Okay.
No, oh.
7 out of 9, boys.
7 out of 9. We will start taking chat questions in about 5 minutes. So yeah, think of anything you want to ask about the Shadowlands Alpha and hit us up. But what did I want to say about? Oh yeah, like the art. I just hope that they make it so that it's not too much the same. I remember. I think there's like 2 art styles that I've seen kind of. One is like this dark blue theme, and one is like orangey, like kind of like hell themed. Or
I mean, it's gonna be in the style of the Maw, I guess. So it is gonna follow one kind of
yeah
theme overall.
I mean, I like the style right now. Yeah, I'm just saying, for example, Orgrimmar in the visions. Yeah, I kind of wish there were more visions at this point. Yeah, like I've seen that play so many times. It's like,
Yeah, so
uh, or maybe they can keep adding on that. Like that's I think the one thing probably that since this is gonna be a feature throughout the expansion, and it's not gonna be just for one patch like visions are, because I guess visions is the most accurate thing to compare this to, or even the Mage Tower. That was also like a one-time thing. Uh, they will probably keep working on it as time goes by, and like adding new levels, new enemies, new whatever.
It's more like islands, I would say. Like they added new enemies and shit on the
No,
islands,
don't
right?
say that, dude.
And a couple of new islands. So they could. I don't know. I mean, that is what you can compare it with. It's like the feature that you're gonna have to do the whole expansion to get new stuff, kind of, and they're gonna expand on it.
yeah, Island's really became more fun for the extension. Thanks to this.
They will definitely add some more, they said. And another thing, there were actually more visions planned, but I think they could still happen. I don't know which cities it were.
I don't think
like
it's
they
still
were.
gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen anyways. Like, but if the patch wasn't scrapped, 8.2.5 or whatever, then I think we would see them. So I think this will definitely have more stuff. Like, this is quite big what they made. There's a lot of effort in this.
Is there anything
Definitely
behind
feels
us,
like this
we
is
need,
the.
Roger?
Sorry.
Is there anything behind us that we need?
I don't know.
Let me
Well, you can
check
see it.
some treasures, dude.
There's a dead speaker there.
There is
I'm checking the
something. Yeah.
treasures.
Oh, I guess we're killing this guy.
It's the same guys, or? I mean, that was said
There's no
before.
treasure here. Just
Yeah,
get
it is
out.
it is the guys we skipped actually. You're right.
Yeah.
No treasure, girl.
We don't have to kill them, Roger. We can just run.
Oh, what am I taking
dude.
damage from? Oh, fucking burning,
Burning
rush.
rush.
Dang.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. Any Burning Rush gamers? Okay.
Broker level, boys.
Um.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so we have our first questions from the chat. A certain fellow viewer is asking, how has the officer role changed throughout the years?
Damn.
Hmm.
From doing almost nothing to carrying all hard, dude.
Some stupid US guild started tryharding, and then we had to do work. It was crazy.
There you go. That's your answer, dude. No, but yeah.
You do learn like constantly new tricks, yeah, and then you keep using those to win. I mean, it's always different. Like, and then the game adjusts something, and you learn, and like you sometimes use newer tricks. Like loot trading, man, that shit is a science. That is. Whew.
That's true. I think early on, like very early on, like, and you can see this, I think, even in Classic right now.
Who bought
wait,
the
how-
orb,
how
by
do-
the way?
how do we get
and is
this?
saving it. Oh, here you go. Someone used it.
Oh, we can buy stuff, right? I'm buying this. Taking the damage increases.
Kind of shit that the orbs are. Well, I guess you would have so many orbs then. Yeah, maybe not.
What do you mean?
I just don't know what
Yeah.
to spend my Phantasma on now, dude.
Hmm.
Yeah, in a party it's kind of shitty, but it's
You
nice.
have like
The-
so much extra.
What do you mean?
Uh,
Everybody benefits from the orb, so it's super sick.
Yeah, but one
Yeah.
guy buys it. He
That was
means
limited
that,
orbs, though.
and the other
That was
guys
only it.
don't have to buy it. So
Limited, there you go.
you're left. With,
Yeah, you have extra phantasma. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
You should just skip a lot more mobs, like shroud shit and CC run through and stuff. It's definitely really sick to play in a group.
They already said
in
they
that
want to
sense.
add. They want to add more stuff to the tower.
mhm.
But you
the
also
fan-
get less power, like the secondary stats. That's pretty bad. Because then you divide your strength, but the mobs don't divide their health. So
Pretty sure everyone can buy those.
really,
That's not.
You got-
I think so.
oh
I think that's personal, but the orbs are group wide.
I didn't know. Then yeah, these guys one shot, by the way, with that strike.
Yeah, that looks scary. I do think though, like getting back to that question, that at the start of the game, like especially vanilla and TBC, it was more like a title, and it was how can I say, like, you didn't have to use your brain as much. It was more like work that had to be done by someone. Oh, that's a big pull. Any lasters? So, for example, like dealing with DKP. Oh, okay, and dealing with who is gonna be there for the raid. Because back then it was even 40 man and all of that. Are we rippings here?
Maybe.
Definitely feels like it.
We should kill the caster in the back.
Yeah.
Actually, we
The
should
Lord-
kill. This guy also fucks us.
The Lord of Locks. The Lord
Yeah.
of Locks is gonna fuck us because he's getting stacks from this. I'm gonna wait for the reset, to be honest.
Yeah, just wipe it.
What? You guys are pussies.
Yeah.
Nah. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
fine.
already
Hands
we're
up.
already at 7 dead. So if I would release and we die again,
What?
that'd
Oof.
be a
True.
ripper.
How did we die so much already?
Who's he?
Oh
What is
no,
that?
the guy.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
But
what?
no, the stacks reset. The stacks reset. All good, boys.
Okay.
Okay, we're going
Did
blast
I?
it now, yeah?
Let's
Okay,
go.
let's go.
Jesus.
Oh man,
Um,
this is
Stop. Oh,
But now I think it has turned more, yeah. Like the whole the officers have to think a lot more. At least I'm talking about in method, at least, right? So they
I don't know how it is in limit, Max.
they need to do the they need to do the planning, and obviously the work as well. But it's that's not the main part of it. So in terms of like strategy or composition, there's a lot more thoughts behind that, especially when you've lost last time. So yeah, have to
Bro, I'm
have to
dead.
improve quite a bit.
If you release, then we're at 9 or what? Or is it already?
No,
it's
no,
he
it's
already
already.
It's already counted. But my armor is also red, so
we could have
might
repaired
not
last.
have repaired.
Could
Yeah.
have.
Oh, immunity
Yeah.
update.
Oh no.
Is this also immunity for you guys?
No.
No.
Oh, I guess I'm the tank now.
No, because you don't have
Over
threat
here.
while doing it.
Damn it.
Unfortunately. I'm
Yeah,
absorbing all fire damage now.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
with it.
right. So Max saying of how doing a bunch of stuff on your own was kind of bad, and
Oh fuck.
like he struggled with delegating basically to other people. I can definitely agree with that. I can. I think a lot of times you need to find people that you trust enough to do things, right? Because I think a lot of the times you're gonna trust someone to do a job, then they will end up not doing it properly, and then from then on out you're gonna be like, yeah, let me just do it, let me just do it. I think Scribe does it a bit, in that regard, but it's mainly a planning thing. I think if you don't trust someone in your guild to do even a simple thing, like for example, yo, like okay, this is not for like our kind of ranking guilds, but a lower guild, like, yo, can you make sure that we have Vantus runes in the guild bank for this for the raids every week? And he's like, yeah, I can do that, and then he doesn't do that. Well, okay, then maybe he's not the kind of guy you want in your guild. And that's like a stupid example, but I think a lot of the times it's just not pre-planning it, not, and then it does affect the outcome definitely, because you're a human. If there's very few people in charge of things, they will definitely forget something or postpone something that shouldn't be postponed.
Does this guy have an orb, by the way, Scribe?
Yeah.
Okay. He does a stomp, so I guess you shouldn't be close. Let's.
What, the big guy? Yeah.
Yeah, but let's clear the smallies first. There you go.
Yeah, let's clear.
we can't die anymore.
What do you guys think about delegating stuff into your guild?
I
mean, you want to- Yeah.
It's hard, but it's really hard.
Scribe
It
can
took,
say.
it took Scribe a long time to do it, yeah. But a long time, Scribe wouldn't give any responsibility to anyone for ages, for like
I mean,
years.
he still doesn't want
I
to do it.
what now he does because he realized he had to.
Well, yeah, had to because he doesn't have time anymore himself. Yeah, that's
Well, at the point that we're playing, like there's so many. Like think of all the stuff we discuss and talk about and plan and do in like every officer meeting, every progress. Like imagine doing that all alone. It would be insane.
I mean, it's also a level of trust that you have to have in the guild. Hope like you have to trust that they're gonna do their own shit up to a certain point. In shit guilds, maybe some guilds, you know, they wouldn't get their own consumables, but here it's kind of expected. Even though now we have a guild bank, but we didn't always have that. We just assumed everyone would get their stuff together. It's not like we were gonna check everything. That would just result in more work. If it's just a given, and if you see someone not doing it, I mean, they would probably feel bad if they got called out for it. So
Yeah. Like let's put it like this, right? I definitely think that the more the time passes, the more it feels like when we have an officer meeting, it feels like it's like a corporate meeting where we're discussing like, okay, how is this project going? What?
Ooh,
That's
bro.
a
What?
slam.
Oh,
Are
dude,
we running on it?
we need to
No,
run.
blast it. We can blast it. We can.
How?
blast
How
it.
did I
This
die?
one?
The slam. I told you that he has a slam that deals damage
my
around
God.
him.
Yeah, I'm just talking and I'm not even paying attention.
We're gonna have to
well-
run though. Find the doorway.
I did want to show the what's his name? Terra something.
Oh, we might see him now, yeah.
We will, because I'm not gonna live here much longer either. And
Oh
he's
my
coming.
God, dude,
Roger
that's
trolling.
too fast of a cast, yeah.
I'm stunning, dude.
Actually, if one guy runs to the portal, the death
coil.
counter,
Oh,
the death
dude,
counter, the
Dude,
death counter
how?
resets.
Resets or what?
The death counter resets and the Terra guy despawns at the moment on Alpha. So if one guy goes through the
Oh.
portal,
What? I don't see the Terra guy.
Yeah, he starts.
Oh
at
yeah,
the
he is.
start.
There he is. Oh my God, he's right behind me actually.
he's totally on
run.
your ass, dude.
Yeah,
Let's
he
take our
is,
skill and
he is.
run.
Run,
Oh,
boys.
Roger. I don't
Let's
have health
find
right
the
now.
boys.
I need to eat up. Hang on.
Oh shit, he's
Oh,
coming, dude.
It's fine. I got this. But
I
wait up.
am not hanging on. I'm
This-
fearing.
this
We
fear
need
of-
to
fear
go.
of run.
We need to go, guys. Okay, hold on. Let's.
Oh,
Where-
his
where-
items there for the orb.
Oh yeah,
What?
click it.
Oh, I
Click
can't
the
do it in
item.
combat. Invising.
Yeah,
Just
you
there,
can.
right?
Stunning
You-
them.
Bro, just fuck the orb. Just run, boys.
My orb, dude.
The Terra boys here, man.
Boys,
Oh,
please.
this is the exit here.
We need to
I'll
run.
take no.
I'm gonna sit here
Um,
at the exit, but I need to go in soon. So, okay, I'm dying now. I need to go in now. I'm
Bro,
running in.
how do I in? How? I can't go in.
I can't go in
Ah.
here.
He's right on me.
Yeah,
No.
this,
Front over him. I can
this
front over him.
happened to me on the thing. as well.
No, the Terra crew. No.
We're fucked.
I think either when he spawns or when he's too close or something, you actually cannot enter. Like I was doing a solo run
Usually
before
do.
the thing. It happened to me as well.
We sucked real hard in this dungeon.
that stop
Lucky
though.
boys.
That stop
Easy.
is a bit too fast, though. I mean,
Yeah, as for a melee, you're not gonna dodge it.
yeah,
I'm out.
almost a one shot.
Why are you out? We can still recover this.
What do you
We
mean?
can get through.
If you can't go through the fucking door, you can't go through the door.
I can go for the door now. Watch me.
See you, Mo Walker.
Doesn't
luck.
work, dude.
Good luck.
Watch me, motherfucker.
Like I did all kinds of shit, man. I pulled him
Mhm.
with my pet, kited around, tried to going in, but it doesn't work.
What? The mob right now is fighting NPC man, the Taragu. He's busy. Oh, I'm getting teleported out before I can get
So I
there.
am.
Well, Max asks here if we run into the problem where raiders or members don't see what the officers do behind closed doors. I mean, I can tell you that that's one of the things people like to complain about here as well. So they
Yeah,
like to
that
say,
happens
they
here
like
for
to
sure,
like to
bro.
say like officers not doing anything. You know, maybe it's a meme, maybe they're serious. Who knows? But
Meanwhile, we
it's
spend
definitely
30
talked
hours
about.
a week in meetings for like 10 weeks, and then man, officers didn't do shit.
So yeah,
Yeah, especially right after Progress ended, we had a lot of meetings, and we had like a lot of projects, let's say, that we need to discuss and like, or just topics. And it just felt like there was so much stuff to talk about and do. And in the meantime, you hear a member saying, "Well, what are you guys doing? Like, are you doing anything?" Like, we're not seeing anything change, right? Because things take a lot of time as well, and yeah, I mean, I just think it is a tricky thing to figure out the balance between what you wanna what you wanna share with the guild and what you wanna keep hidden, obviously. But definitely a topic that has been on our minds lately. I think yeah.
The weird
Yeah.
thing is, it happened after, like, even though I made everything transparent with the guild as well, it still happened. That was a fucked up part to me. Like, I
Mhm.
listed like 10 things we're doing, and then a week later, people were like, "What are you actually doing?" What? I don't get
You
it.
do you even do anything, Scribe? Honestly, I mean, you wanna
It's a
stop
bit
playing
weird.
even like it's a little feels weird.
Yeah.
No, the podcast has been going for two hours approximately. Uh, too inclusive, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, how can I say it? You don't just play the game if you're an officer. You need to think a lot of things like this, right? Like, what information do you wanna ask the opinion of your members, or do you not care and you know what's best? You're just doing it. Do you wanna tell them what you're doing, or do you want to just show them the finished product? Do you like? Yeah, there's a lot of, how can I say, like, human. How do you use your members, but also keep them happy and make it's a weird situation. It definitely feels like you're in a company, like in a corporation, because of how the game, specifically WoW, is with you have 25, 30 people. Because in other games, I doubt there's such a thing when it's a group of five in like League of Legends. Scribe
Actual games.
smiling, Scribe smiling. That's what I was waiting for. Yeah. uh, yeah. Yeah. Few trust opinions. Yeah, for sure. Uh,
Trust is in general a really big thing in this game, I think. Like very often we take the player who you trust over the player who you think might be better at the game because trust is massive. Like if you have a guy who leaves mid progress after you geared him up and stuff, that's way more impactful than having a player who's a bit more better at the game, you know?
I wish Scribe trusted us to kick below 1 second, bro.
I wish I could trust, actually.
You don't trust. You don't trust.
No,
Bro,
I wish
I
I
don't
could.
trust our guild on that, boss. I just say.
You haven't seen the clip from Progress where I'm
No,
like,
I was
this
I
is
was not.
literally my eyes. Like, check the webcam.
The
This is
eyes
my
just
eyes
go like
during
this, yeah.
Progress.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
I was nice on the
And then
bench.
I'm kicking on last second. Like, what? If not, dead, yeah? Why? Kill over. And then Sanesh retry for another 2 hours. That's why I don't trust.
I enjoyed that progress actually. That boss was really nice.
I would enjoy it if we weren't behind, yeah. Then it would be poke boss.
How many characters must each method member level and gear for the world first race? Too many, so far, at least.
Well, this expansion we did what 6?
I mean, yeah, was
We
6
started with
characters.
4 on the first tier, so maybe we'll do 4 again at the start of next expansion.
Yeah.
Well,
Four characters of the same class for each
4
government,
hunters, yeah.
right? Shit.
If you're gonna level more than 4 characters, so we know that, I think.
I mean, level more than 4, maybe, but I mean, are they gonna be
Oh.
effective? We don't know yet.
Couple of things, by the
Yeah.
way, since we are reaching the end of the show soon, and for anyone who's listening, first of all, it seems like the level up bonus, 100% bonus, will be up until Shadowlands is released. But also, I saw that someone leveled up actually in the alpha, a fresh character, and it took him only 7 hours to reach level 50, which
Yeah.
is quite crazy, right?
I mean,
'Cause
all you
that's
have
as
to do
if
is, sorry.
that's as if you reach 120 right now. Because if you're 120, you go to 50. That's really fast. If you're
I'm
planning
assuming
on.
he used the XP pot there.
No,
No,
there's
no.
no
Not-
there's no heirlooms
Oh,
even.
I mean, you need to keep in mind that the way leveling is going to work next expansion is that you start a character and you pick your expansion, and that's it. You do the quest in that expansion, and then you're level 50. Like he's talking about level 50, so that's the current 120.
That's
So
crazy
all you,
fast
all
though.
you do
that's
is
crazy.
all you have to do is you do BFA, you quest in those three, what is it, three zones, and then you're max level.
That's really sad, yeah. Imagine like a
That's
new player comes, which I know probably doesn't happen that often. But if a new player comes, they don't even see like TBC, Wrath, Cataclysm.
no, but
Like
they
they
can
miss
go
out
back
so
and
much.
do it. They can go
Ah,
back and
but
do
then
it
who's
and
gonna go back?
pick like, okay, I want to go see this story. Now they can go do it.
Why would they go
Mhm.
back?
Well, to see it, that's it. Like they don't. Why would
Uh,
Blizzard give them a reason to do it? You know, why would you want to be forced in content that's 5, 6 years old, if not even older,
Mhm.
where no one is? I mean, makes sense that
so
they're
I think
changing
it's a
it
bit
like
sad.
this.
Um. Anyways, I mean that's the one thing I wanted to bring out in case you're wondering for leveling. But the XP buff right now on live is still up, and it's gonna be up for a couple more months, I guess, until Shadowlands is released, hopefully soon. So you can go get it. Also, reputation gains should be up. I don't know if it's up already, but you should be also getting double reputation with all BFA and Legion, so you can get the allied races unlocked. Go do some rep stuff. Excluding Uldum and Rajani for some reason. Yeah,
Nice.
it's not great.
Thanks, Blizzard.
Well, is it
Rep buff
actually
is
rep
up.
from everything before that, or
Yes.
also Legion and
Legion.
all the reputations?
No, just Legion BFA.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
such a troll though. The one thing I thought is, oh, it's good. It will speed up a bit the exalted on those two reps there.
You can farm Booty
JK.
Bay. Oh wait.
Yeah, some Dralar or whatever. How was that
Something
one
like-
in Dire Mall? Anyways, and there was one more thing I wanted to say. Ah, damn it, I forgot. Hmm. Uh, what's up, Skype, dude?
While you think about it, I'll say something. You keep
Yeah,
thinking.
go on. Yeah.
Guys, I heard there might be soon a Nobel Prize on whoever figures out the problem of reducing split rates. If you guys have any ideas, be sure to email Blizzard. Yeah, and win the Nobel Prize soon. How much is that for Nobel Prize? How many dollars?
I
A lot.
think it comes together with a Jaina mount as well as a
Oh,
uh, basically
rate
10,
boost.
10 free boosts, 10 free mythic boosts, 5 on EU, 5 on NA. Only
Dude, I'm
viable
so
for
sad
the
they're
EU
not
ones.
doing muscle. Yeah, could be such a
Yeah,
easy thing for them to do, and they
that
just don't do it.
is they, that's also something that they were pretty strong against, right? It didn't look like they would.
I mean, they mentioned the muscle thing, but they like let it shine through that maybe, and then now it's like,
Mm,
nah, never mind.
Nah,
We're sticking with our guns on personal.
that is true.
Maybe they could make like a guild personal loot. I'd be okay with that. Be able to trade everything always.
Mm-hmm. One sec. Anything? Any other questions, chat? Before we wrap this up, make sure you post them there. I wanted to find one thing actually. Sorry. If you have something else to bring up from the alpha, by the way, go on, my fellow officers. Or if you see something in the chat, just trying to
I don't know,
find a specific
Need
link.
need more content on the alpha.
Right.
The dungeon actually looks
Oh yeah, the dungeon.
interesting.
Yeah,
we didn't
yeah.
talk about it at all, but
That's
this
what I
pack-
actually that's what I wanted to say earlier, and I blanked out. What did you think about the dungeon? Because I think I like the idea of an open area. Why?
What
F.
the fuck?
F.
No, come on, dude.
F.
F?
F.
What?
Oh, it's back. We're
It's
back.
back. It's back. It's back.
It's back.
Oh,
We're back. Hello?
I didn't touch anything.
Oh, stars.
Hello? We're back.
Hands up. Hands up.
Oh,
I didn't.
damn, the delay is real though, I think.
That's okay. I saw the
You mean
hands up.
delayers in the chat?
That's fine.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
I was gonna say about the dungeon, Roger. I don't know if you've seen it or if you've done it this patch yet,
No.
but they even improved upon it, right? Like you said, you like it with an open area where you can choose which packs to kill. But on this specific dungeon, at the moment, it's like it became a bit more like Mechagon. They added items you can pick up, like these fallen
Oh.
Kyrians. There's like shields, spears, and hammers all around
Okay.
that have like increased damage taken by the mobs. You can stun them, or the party takes like 50% reduced damage around you, like a barrier that you can pick up. Stuff like that.
Mhm.
So they're
Wait,
trying
is
to
that
add.
in right now?
Yeah. So they're trying to add more things to the dungeon besides just mobs. They're like giving you skills and abilities that you can use while you're in there as well. I don't know if they're gonna do it with all dungeons, but at least in this one they added these things this patch.
I think it would be cool if they also add some ways to use the room. I always liked Diablo 3, how they they had the idea, but they never really did it. There was like these traps that you can get caught in, but you can also kite mobs over it, and then they also get caught in it. Things like that. Just I'm not to the extent that it would be like the main thing to do, like in MDI, but some small gains would be nice.
Some friendly fire going on. Kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Tank them in the fire so they stack up a fire debuff or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
haven't really
I
seen
really-
too much of that lately.
I really wonder how the other dungeons are gonna look, because this first one I like it.
I like it as well.
It's short,
Yeah.
but it's nice. So I hope the other ones are also gonna be like this.
The only thing I didn't
Yeah.
like was the last boss that one unlucky guy gets pulled out of the fight for like a minute. But we'll see. Maybe they change that in the future. Okay. Wait, was there any question before the F started blasting chat?
Scrolling.
How do you feel about the legendaries? Somebody asked where we have no clue because we don't really know.
Yeah, the legendaries. I mean, the only thing that they've said is that there's going to be on every slot except the weapons and the trinkets. I'm guessing you're only going to.
too much.
I mean, it's gonna be like
Maybe.
Legion probably, right? Where you
It's
can only
gonna be-
equip one or two anyways. I
Yeah,
guess.
I think that's it. Like you're just going to be able to equip one or two.
But you can target as long as we can target them. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I don't wanna
prefer
end up
if they
in the
don't
farm.
release all of them at once, at least. They should definitely release like 4 or 5 and then release the rest later with patches.
Well, if you
Probably-
can only craft one at a time, does it matter? How many there
Yeah,
is?
of course. And like a million calculations you gotta do in your head, and I
I
don't
see.
know.
It's not-
And also a lack of content after. I mean, are
Yeah.
these legendaries gonna be bad later or what?
I was going to say, I think they should maybe start with legendaries that don't have DPS, like throughput increases, because otherwise, how can they go further from that, right? Like they're just going to keep having to make them stronger and stronger if they're going to release more as the expansion progresses, which is what they did in Legion. And then you're like, well, I already have my base one, so I don't care. It's a bit boring.
Yeah.
But if they start with like, hey, you get like a bit of movement speed increase when you press regrowth, I don't know, and you're like, oh, that's cool, I'll have that. But then as the expansion goes on, you get the good ones eventually, the ones that increase your healing.
In the end, your legendaries are like doing Tower of Torghast. Some sick epic
Yeah.
powers stolen from the tower.
Wait,
Take
those
your best one,
legendary-
put it.
No.
Take your best power from the tower and put it on a legendary. Have fun.
No way that they make the legendaries only for Torghast, are?
No, I mean that you can pick a power from Torghast, put it on your legendary, and be able to use it outside. That's what I meant.
Whew. Yeah, the 1 second Felras, dude. Hit me up.
Yeah, I mean, for example.
Hmm.
And only lasts
I-
1.5 minutes though, yeah. So that's a cooldown.
True. Okay. Now, one thing that I wanted to post in the chat, guys, is if you have, we're gonna try this for the next show. If you have any, and I'm gonna try to promote this in my own stream. If you have any funny clips or any whatever, basically clips from tweets, from YouTube or whatever, obviously from in-game. It doesn't even have to be your clip, obviously. It can be like something you just spotted on someone's stream. Then you can. Wait, just double checking that this is the correct thing I'm gonna be linking. Okay, okay. I should make this a smaller thing, but you can go into this form, submit the clip. It's just a simple thing, like you just submit the clip. That's it. And we will be showing some of them in the next show. Okay, we'll see. Hopefully, we get a few. There's some plans to make a nice break in between the talking, which I think is going to be pretty cool. But I think we don't really have any other questions. Maybe we missed something.
They asked when you're gonna retire.
Yeah.
60.
Don't
What's
know.
the age of retirement these days? Like 60 to 70, right? Somewhere there.
True. The thing about them saying you will be able to get one before raid release. Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Whichever class has the most OP
Oh,
legendary for the first 2 years,
Vada.
indeed.
That's true, dude. That was a good memes. Okay, but guys, that's gonna be wrapping up the Method to the Madness, a third podcast, the show, talk show, whatever you want to call it. It was a blast this time around. We were talking about Shadowlands. Let's go around our guests for today, and maybe they want to do some shout outs. So just wait. Anything as a closing thoughts, maybe?
Follow me on Twitter, and that's it.
Yeah, you can see below everyone's name. They can they have their tweets and their Twitter. There you go. Potter is pointing at it.
Trying to win it.
Scribe, can you find it?
Wait.
Oh, no.
There it is. All
I
right.
You do it like this, right?
It's here, dude. It's here.
Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah.
That's I mean, I hope everyone's just gonna enjoy the alpha and beta whenever they get access. I guess.
Mhm.
Make sure to provide good feedback on it, because it is actually important, as we're talking about it before. Like, some classes are getting abilities and stuff back that are not, doesn't make any sense. 'Cause, yeah, Blizzard, I mean, they might not have any idea of what they're doing either. They're trying. They're trying. Come on, they're trying.
That's
they're
a clip
trying
right there, dude.
they're trying their best, but like, we know how it feels at the end of the day. Like, they're making it for us, not for themselves. So we need to tell them what we want. So they're listening, I hope.
Wisely spoken from Just Wait. Definitely, guys, the more feedback, the better. They seem to be more receptive of feedback compared to a few years ago. So let's not let's give them as much as we can, basically. But moving on to Scribe. Any shout outs,
Yes.
dude? Hey guys, shout out to twitch.tv/Scribe. Really,
Thank you for watching, boys. Well, actually, just about what you said, I was thinking a few days ago, I might do some streams just literally just thinking about how to make the game better, like focusing maybe on a subject and just constantly just thinking about that and with the viewers, and maybe we can create something good. I don't know.
Mhm.
I
That
will
sounds like a
try
waste of
that
time,
though.
dude.
Waste of time? Nah,
Yeah,
dude.
because you're just gonna get annoyed in the end when Blizzard don't listen.
Well, I mean,
That's the thing.
At least we tried.
You can
I've
literally
never
give them
tried
like
it, so-
100-page document with like exact instructions on how to fix the game, and they will just like give you back an ability from 6 years ago. Yeah.
I think
they don't give a shit.
ever since Scribe tweeted about the raid frames, how when you swap, it's bugging out and they fixed it. He feels like he has the power to change everything in the game. Yeah, that was the turning point.
It would actually be really good if they had some, like, I don't know, faster feedback channel or something. But yeah. Anyways, it was great being here, boys. Thank you for watching, and see you guys later. I guess this method to madness will continue. Although I don't know, are you gonna change the name if next expansion? Like,
Why?
what's gonna?
Why?
It's like madness is kind of the Nizoth theme, right?
Yeah, okay, dude, but Method to the Madness is a phrase, right?
Oh,
Y-
yeah,
the-
of course. Of course it is. Yes.
What? Okay.
I'm googling it right now.
Moving over to someone who actually is
Method in mad things.
speaking English as his mother tongue. Chris
I
Potter.
do the speakings.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Mhm.
Thank you for also inting our Torghast run, Roger.
Yeah,
great.
that was excellent. That was excellent. Honestly, harder than I expected it. Yeah. But,
Yeah,
go
honestly, it
on.
was for normal.
It's all about getting those powers, and we didn't get them.
It's true. But I'm not gonna do what Scribe seems to want to do and literally list out how to fix the game. But Blizzard just fixed the game. Thanks.
Solid.
Don't just throw abilities. Actually redesign classes and think about the gameplay. And make Druid good, because I want to main Druid again, and I see VA having to main all the OP classes all expansion that I don't like playing. So thank you, Blizzard, for listening.
True. I'm just gonna add one thing, guys. DH OP in Torghast as well. Just saying.
PHOP everywhere, dude.
DH OP everywhere. But with that, guys, I've been Roger Brown. I hope you enjoyed the show. It was great having you again. I don't know why, but every time we're having this, there's some kind of weird disconnects happening on Twitch or something going wrong. But it was not that bad today. So
Yeah,
thanks
it's
for
always when
watching.
Max types in the chat as well. Kind of
True,
suspicious.
a little bit of DDoSing there, maybe. Question mark. Hope you've enjoyed it. Next show, we'll see. We might do a little bit not alpha related stuff to let some time to gather some more new content. Like they'll probably release the second zone hopefully soon. Maybe another dungeon. So we're gonna let it sit for a while. But this has been Method to the Madness. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, you can submit your clips to that form that I just posted in the chat. Save it if you want. And we'll see you next week with another Method to the Madness. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye. Wave,
Oh,
guys.
boys.
Just wave.
Wave and smile, boys. Wave and
All right,
smile.
all right.
Boom. And we go. The outro.